Hello everyone, and
Can you stop gulping into the microphone?
Welcome back to Krown's magical crypto cave.
Well, welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave. It's a glorious Thursday over here from Helsinki, Finland. It is looking like it actually wants to rain outside, but that's another weatherman over there. We got astrology today as well. We got a full blood moon or super moon, whatever the fuck it is, super cycle on top of that as well. Anyways, Bitcoin looking like we hit the top side of the range yesterday, a little bit lower than what we were looking for, but right around that $42,000 target. Now coming back down, and everyone gets to hold their breath and play their favorite game. It's my favorite game. Is this a high or low or not? Anyways, prepare for that, as this is going to be quite the day, I do imagine, for the next 48 hours here, essentially leading into what is going to be a holiday weekend, of course. So with that said, I do believe that we have a lot of things to prepare for and a lot of new things to be speaking about, specifically on the shorter term timeframes, and setting up mostly for a good June, or perhaps a good June, we'll say. Anyways, on the Krown application, which we found at app.krownjune.net, which now is compatible with your mobile devices if you so desire. We see plenty of things. We see Fair and Greedy actually really having a significant bounce here, all the way from about an 11 read last week on the major massive dump dildo party, now all the way to about a 27, still in the fearful zone, obviously, as you might as well be after having a 50% dump inside your face. Bitcoin dominance also ranging as well. As long as Bitcoin's ranging in this region between, let's call it like 33,000 to the downside versus about 42,000 bucks to the upside, which is, admittedly a pretty damn big range. But as long as Bitcoin's doing that, the Bitcoin dominance will naturally come down as altcoins get to recover a little bit versus their Bitcoin Satoshi pairing. Second that Bitcoin starts to break that range, well, it's boo cake fucking party once again for the altcoins. Anyways, open interest still kind of around the same regions that we saw yesterday, so I don't really have anything new to add on to this that already hasn't been said, but basically the general gist was we did see open interest shoot up a little bit as Bitcoin did recover from that $33,000 low or so, and now when we match that up with the options data, I do start to look at this as pretty damn compelling, which we'll talk about in a second, which there's actually a lot of new things to be speaking about right there. Speaking about altcoins right now, we do see that Engine Coin having almost a 50% fucking gain. I mean, that is insane. What the actual hell? Chiliz, Stacks, Nexo, Decentraland, Chainlink, Nano, Basic Attention Token, Zilliqa, and Elrond all having decent days. Actually, well, really just the first four, they're having significantly decent days. I mean, fucking hell, man. 50%? 50 fucking percent? What the hell did they do in the last day? On the top 10 worst coins, though, we got Terra, Polygon giving up some of its gains, Harmony, Venus, Synthetics, Revain, Sushi, and the Graph Near Protocol Tailcoin. So a lot of actually the good ones over the past week or so giving up some of their gains. We're seeing a rotational market at the end of the day is what we're seeing right now. We're seeing a rotation going on as long as Bitcoin is ranging on the lows. Anyways, with that said, I want to bring it over here to the market analytics for the put-call ratios, and there's something very, very specifically different that we see here that was not present over the last week or so since we started referencing this data. Bless you, sir. Hello. Anyone else is being fucking annoying in the background there, sneezing and shit. Anyways, with that said, there's something really, really important right here. So remember, I think, well, basically for like the last week, we saw the $37,000 strike getting played a lot on the put side. That looks like it has actually been rolled over to the $38,000 strike. We're seeing about 250 open interest right there, and I believe that's multiplied by 1,000 in this case. And we do see that still the same expirations here, but the Junes are really getting rolled onto right now, as May 28th is obviously just a day away. That's going to be tomorrow, so expiration is about 24 hours away right now. And with that said, for the most part, professional traders are not going to be holding these things till fucking expiration themselves. What they do is they roll them off, and if they want to hold those same deltas, they want to hold those same positions, they'll roll them to the next major expiration, which in this case is obviously going to be your June regulars right here, which are getting played a lot more now. So we are starting to see that take over, and that does lead me to believe that, between today and tomorrow, we're probably not going to see anything, any break of the major range. We're probably going to range somewhere between about $35,000 and $40,000, as you can see over here. It also does look like they did roll the $40,000 strike calls over to the $43,000 strike calls, which is essentially what I'd be looking for on a range. And I'd be very comfortable saying coming into June, we're probably looking at a range between the mid and upper $30,000 region, or more like the upper $30,000 region, somewhere around $37,000 to $38,000 base and about $43,000 high, which is essentially our accumulation range right now. So of course, that's only relevant for daily closure, and we still got a few days left to go until June actually begins, but it's starting to really shape up, and I do think that is rather compelling. We're also seeing the put call ratio come down significantly as well, so I do like this here too. And ideally, what these puts are likely doing in unison with the open interest going up over here, which within the context of price action, we saw a price action going up, so that is very likely longs being added with puts being put on. Then what are they doing? They're essentially creating a synthetic long position expiring in late June. So that's a protective protective measurement right there, or protective, well, it's technically called a protective put. Essentially gives you long deltas and protects your downside via time. What's up, New? How you doing, man? And major shout out to Josh and our early friends there too. I'll get back to you on the DM soon enough, man. I saw you, but I had to get into this as it's just like a minute away, so we'll definitely get back to that. Anyways, New says, Krown bro, just popping in to say I miss you. I miss you too, man. I've been wondering where the hell you are, because I switched back to your time, the time that you've been asking for, and I haven't seen you. I haven't seen it at all. I didn't go broke. All right, nice. My fucking man didn't go broke. That's excellent. Just now, after a while, after some nice profits and moving to South Dakota. Hey, congratulations, man. That's awesome. Yeah, Shahar, we'll talk about that soon enough. I do want to get through the Bitcoin stuff, but Elsa's actually going to be documenting all of the chats now. I'm going to turn them off, so there's not going to be any alerts, and we'll get to that after the old what's it called? After the old Bitcoins here. Market data tab, I really want to see what the funding rate is looking like right now. Yep, it's turning back down to grossly negative. So while I am short-term bearish on Bitcoin, looking for it to come back down to the bottom side of this range, I don't think that Bitcoin's going to, be breaking down on any higher term timeframes. I think that we're essentially ranging on the lows, and this is first and foremost an accumulation phase. However, can I be wrong on that? Yeah, absolutely, I can be wrong with that. How are we going to know? Well, we'll lay out those conditions soon enough, but I want to set the table here as to why I'm going with that bias first and foremost. I mean, well, it's mostly the the monthly and in macro cycle as we've been discussing for ages now, but this would also be another big component of that pieces, alongside of course what we saw in the in the options market. So we see FTX, OKX, Bybit, BitMEX, Huobi, yeah, we see all the exchanges, even Kraken paying you to be long right there right now. Again, I'm not necessarily saying that this is like a good place to be long here, but as I do think that Bitcoin will come down, somewhere around 35,000 bucks, maybe a little bit lower than that. But overall, these are typically times when it is indicative of lows incoming here, as you're actually going to be paying to hold shorts in what is still a macro structure uptrend. So of course that can be broken, but what is that condition for actual structure break? Weekly closure below the last weekly low. Where's our last weekly low? 32,000 bucks, as as we've been looking at. Again, for full transparency, no, that's not the right word. For full for the full picture right here, remember, Bitcoin's not in any danger of putting in an uptrend anytime soon on the daily. The daily uptrend is what I really be looking for coming up here to potentially putting in potentially place some positions for the long term. But as it stands right now, where's our last lower high? Our last lower high on the daily is actually going to be all the way up over here at about 58 to 59,000 bucks, and our current low is going to be about 35,000 bucks, we'll call it. So trend is still very much down on pretty much all time frames that matter, but we did see a bit of an uptrend starting on the 4 hour. So what we'll do now is we're going to go into the actual price action charts themselves, and I want to follow up on some that we've been looking at for the past few days here, or I guess for the past few weeks really. So remember, this was your Wyckoff top, about 3 months ranging on the highs, and then your big breakdown below 50,000 bucks. That's really where we started to get actually, okay, this one's very likely coming down, low 40s, maybe even mid 30s. And not only did we get our mid 30s target, we got a fucking $30,000 washout right there. But that's why, we do things on closures, just easier to kind of account for, even though this is, definitely opportunity down here as well. Anyways, that's besides the point. So if you are looking at this as a Wyckoff distribution top, which I strongly believe that it is, then what do you look for after that? You look for a throwback. We got a throwback over here. It was rejected, and now we're starting to see some signs of potential accumulation on the lows. Now, after the throwback, what happens? You either get an accumulation phase, which is going to be your reversal, or you get redistribution. And right now, both options of those are still valid, but I would say that I am leaning towards the accumulation option a little bit more here, just because of the weekly trend, and I really don't like trading macro against that. And for full disclosure, I have no positions going on right now as well. Looking at it right here, we do see short-term timeframes are going to be printing a hidden bearish divergence right here on the 12-hour, on that rejection of the 21 exponential average as well. And typically speaking, I will target the last low closing price after something like that is met. In this case, that would be just below 35,000 bucks. What I want to show you now is I want to bring you back to what we've been looking at and kind of matching this up with, which would be a Wyckoff accumulation schematic. Back on over here on stockcharts.com, my old fucking stomping grounds when I traded traditional markets. It's lovely. It's actually a really great wealth of information. I don't know why the fuck people decided to move over to TradingView. It's more retailer friendly, I think, though. But this one's definitely a little bit more sore on the eyes, we'll say. But as it stands right now, we actually do have a pretty 1-to-1 structure going on right here. and we'd be right around here, putting in this last little lower high on the short-term time frame. Sir, what are you doing over there? Are you breaking shit? Anyways, anyways, looking at this right here, you know, could Bitcoin come down and make a slightly lower low? Yes. Do you always see a slightly lower low in these phases? No, actually, I've definitely seen some that are either equal to, or in some cases even a little bit of a higher low. So I would say that if you are looking at this as bullish, you do have to have some sort of an area to the downside where that is no longer a spring, and this is more like go fuck yourself down to 25,000 bucks. Where that be for myself, I'd want to see a closure below. I'd really want to see a weekly closure below this last higher low on the weekly, which is all the way again about 32,500. If I'm using a daily, what would I use in this case? In this case, I really wouldn't feel comfortable using anything above 32,000 bucks. Actually, 32,000 bucks I think is okay. A daily closure below there, that starts to look a lot more problematic, at least for another move down, or at least wicks down to 30,000 bucks. So that would be my criteria for that. Doesn't need to be exactly like that, but overall I do think that that is what we're kind of looking at right now. Because again, if you got a Wyckoff accumulation, or sorry, distribution top, what are you looking for next? You're either looking for redistribution or accumulation. Now, is redistribution a possibility within this right here too? It is thus far. We still have, essentially a downtrend on the medium and higher term timeframes. Obviously, the 4-hour did pop back up and create a little bit of a higher high right there, which is fine. I mean, we got our low, high, lower low, lower high, low, higher high compared to this one, and then slightly higher high right. Or I mean, this is actually kind of just one continuation move right here, but ultimately, that would hold. If we go to the 12-hour, that does not hold. I mean, we have obviously a downtrend still on the 12-hour with your last lower high right here. So, we have to kind of like slowly shift around the timeframes right now. But short-term timeframes, yeah, they are showing some more downside, and medium-term timeframes, same thing as well. But higher-term timeframes, I still look at more or less flat within this region. I think that we're really setting up for some boring times, or hopefully some boring times for the Boolaws out there, coming into early to middle of June, especially, and then maybe if Bitcoin does want to try some upside above 42,000 bucks. Perhaps that happens a little bit later in June. Now, what I want to bring you back onto over here was that one signal to rule them all, the old hash ribbon signal, of which do we have that blue buy signal? No, we do not. I won't go through the full rigmarole on this video right here. Check out the long-term analysis playlist. It's a whole fucking 40 minutes long of just shoving information in your face through my stupid mouth. And in this case right here, we do not have the blue buy signal just yet. So to me, that is a clear and obvious signal, at least historically speaking. It is not a time to be looking for any sort of prolonged higher term time frame upside. And even then, once we get the blue buy signal, I really want to see a week to 2 weeks pass after that before looking for a momentous move back up, probably to upper $40,000 region. And then we get to play the game of, is this a bull trap or not, at anywhere between about 47 to 50,000 bucks. So with all of that in mind, going back to the lower term timeframes over here, and medium term timeframes, I do want to again talk about that Bitcoin is very likely to come down here. To reference the title of this video, we do see on our momentum oscillators over here on Caretaker's STC that momentum is down as on pretty much all lower term timeframes here. 40,400 is going to be the 4-hour magical number to be met. 3-hour is going to be about 39.5. Bi-hourly is going to be what? Is going to be 38,700-ish region, and hourly is going to be about 38,100-ish region right here. So maybe a little bit of sideways on the hourly. However, I do think that this one will eventually come back down, and with BBWP being very, very low here on the hourly, I think that we see this move probably today or tomorrow, or something like that. Very, 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 very likely. Could Bitcoin get a short, an extremely short-term moves back up to maybe, maybe 39,000 bucks to test around there? Intraday, possible, yes. But overall, short-term direction is down right now, at least in the way that I do look at it. The only way that I really switch that around is if we start to get, even like a 4-hour closure above, what was this pivot right here? I'd want to see like 40,500 or so, whatever this high is right here, about 40,500. And again, even then, I'm really not excited about this price action in the way that it's currently postulated. What I mean by that is, look, you got your last little lower high right here, and then your range highs are still at about 42 to 43,000 bucks. As long as we're below there, there's no like major macro fucking bullish green dildos about to be shish kebabbed in all bearish Anguses. It is still, it's still more or less under pressure. But so far, so good as far as this, still presenting something resembling professional accumulation going on within this region. But again, have your areas met out. I've kind of explained mine and why. And again, to the downside, any sort of a daily closure below 32,000 bucks. you can, I would look at this as redistribution. And if this is redistribution, we could make a target off that. It looks something like, well, essentially a descending triangle right here now, wouldn't it? Something like this. It's not too obvious right now. In fact, I don't think that that's what's playing out, but we should prepare for that just in case. You know, it is a statistical game at the end of the day, and that would be having targets down, well, well, do you want to talk about that one? We won't talk about that one, but we can talk about that one. It's fine. You know, it's pretty damn bad here. In fact, I'd actually even move that a little bit further south. At that point, I'd really be looking towards about $25,000. Yes, there's going to be bounces along the way, extremely likely. But you know, if you're looking if you're looking for some sort of risk management, I mean, I'll just come out and bluntly say that would be a good place, perhaps. You know, you don't want to sit through another red dildo party. So I want to be very, very deliberately clear with that. Again, this is just my stupid opinion on this price action. This is not finished advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm happy to share kind of what I'm thinking in these sort of situations. So let me get rid of this right here. I actually don't think that that's what's happening, to be honest with you. If we go over here to CME chart, it looks a little bit more potentially bearish, as we do have a more obvious, a more obvious downtrend going on right now. But looking at even CME momentum oscillators, yeah, I mean, actually it is still bearish right here. Hidden bearish divergence on that last little high. Credit to Caretaker's RSI on this one. 4-hour TSI still in the bearish buy zone, looking like it does kind of want to cross the downside with any sort of a closure below 36,750-ish region. And again, you know, ultimately targeted region on that's going to be somewhere around $35,000, maybe a little bit lower than that, maybe just slightly lower than that. Anywhere down to about 33 would be fine. Below 32, problems is essentially how to kind of wrap up my talks here. Anyways, let's go into the medium-term time frame. I'm curious if there's anything that I haven't already looked at. Okay, this is a little bit concerning as well. I would really not like to see, if I want to be bullish long-term, a 12-hour death cross, which potentially isn't coming. Obviously, we have the 12-hour hidden bearish divergence already pretty much confirmed here. If you're aggressive on this, you would look at this as already confirmed. I would agree with that it is already confirmed. And what was the other major thing that I was looking for? Bless you, sir. God damn, Elsa's having some trouble over there. Yeah, the other big thing that I'm looking for is actually starting to happen as well. So remember, hash ribbons, BBWP, trend. If I had to just put it into 3 very, very easy things kind of remember, yes, there's going to be more than that, but ultimately, I mean, you know, if you just want an easy way, that would be it right there. You know, 3 pretty damn powerful things. One of them being the BBWP, which is a volatility based indicator, and we actually are meeting the, god damn, can you fucking stop, for the love of God? Anyways, I don't know what the fuck else is doing. Like, she can't figure out how to eat. Oh, your Hello Kitty fell down. Oh, that sounds awful. Anyways, you guys can't see in the background because she has her desk that I made for her, by the way, all the way down. Okay, so you need to stop, maybe. Okay, she literally can't figure out anything right now. Anyways, yes, so BBWP did hit 100 percentile for 2 days, which is a big deal. I believe we also had this on CMEs as well. Actually, no, we didn't get all the way up to 100 percentile, but still in the deep 90s is good enough for me. That is where we found some pretty significant highs and lows. Obviously, if we go back to spot price action, that is what we did see in March 2020, aka coronavirus dumb times. And what I want to be looking for now is I want to be looking for BBWP to start to trend down. I want to see volatility start to contract here with relation to this indicator, similar to what we saw back on over here in March 2020, right? March 2020, what did we see? We saw, well, a pretty epic dump right here. You know, maybe even I think this one, yeah, this one was actually more technically more significant than the one that we saw as of recent times in Bitcoin, from about 60 or so to where we're at right now. But pretty damn comparable in a lot of ways too, except this was not a macro bullish market over here. Obviously, it was quite literally within the context of a weekly downtrend. So with that in mind, once we got that 100 percentile read, that actually did happen quite literally on the low, but it really wasn't until the BBWP actually got wrangled by this moving average, and more importantly, the moving average got a negative slope. So we want to see both of those things in conjunction with each other, where we actually did confirm our first fucking higher low on this, and that, you know, in hindsight would have been probably one of the best places to be looking at. So I would be on higher low watch potentially for Bitcoin here. Although the problem with higher low on a daily is that our last low is about 34,500-ish region. So anywhere above there on an actual low, on a confirmed low, would look pretty damn good. But for right now, you know, Bitcoin looks like it wants to come down and test around there. So hold your breath for the time being, and pray to Bula Jesus, because only he can save you at this point, or a fucking Elon Musk tweet. But like I said, you know, I do think that higher term time frames are so beat up right now that It does still air the probabilities a little bit, on the side of this more or less being accumulation, at least for now, as we do see daily TSI looking like it, inevitably wants to cross the upside. It's not probably unlikely to happen today. Would require closure above 39,200. Again, credit to Caretaker on this one for this free and open source indicator. You gotta fucking love Caretaker, man. Caretaker is like one of the best people in my life, honestly, man. That guy, I hope he knows how special he is to me, man. I fucking love you, Caretaker. You crazy fucking Irish person. God damn, man. Anyways. So yeah, looking at this right here, we can still see, pretty big pivots on the market, but I would give it a chance first and foremost. I'm not saying that it's a done deal. Nothing's a fucking done deal in trading, but I do see, I at least give it a chance here. Again, for the weekly, if we do take out that last $32,000 low, or basically a daily closure below there, so obviously daily probably would happen before there anyways, then that's going to be, well, that's going to be problematic, and I'd really start to look towards moves for $25,000 and maybe even beyond towards 20,000. It's definitely possible. It's not out of the cards just yet. Bitcoin is certainly not out of the woods just yet, but there are, there's definitely a lot of potential good things on both sides here. I also want to check out high term time frame momentum oscillators like 2-day and 3-day. Let's see what we got going on over here. We got 2-day still popping up as long as above 32,650. So we can come all the way down to 32,650, test around there, and then pop back up. Okay, we got another Indian fucking shiller. This is great. Much love to Indian people out there, but for whatever reason, they do seem to have a lot of Indian names whenever they're shilling their shitcoins, which is, I don't know, strange, man. Then again, whatever, man. Anyways, you're entitled to like whatever shitcoin you want. It's fucking annoying when you repost it a million goddamn times in a chat on YouTube, and you're probably not making a difference anyways. You're probably turning people away from your shitcoin, if anything. That's what you're probably doing. It's like, I'm gonna go market for my shitcoin by annoying the shit out of people. That's gonna tell them. It's like, okay, well, maybe not. How is Bitcoin bearing when all markets are bullish? Sir, have you been listening to any of this? God damn it, Scott. God fucking damn it. Again, oh my fuck. All right, internet's difficult today. Internet's very difficult today. But what we can do now is we can go check out traditional markets actually really, really quickly. I do want to see if they're still kind of holding the range, and yes, indeed they are. Looking at the weekly and daily, I do think that NASDAQ is just more or less ranging here. And in long term, I'm not bearish on this as long as it's holding this higher low structure. Short term, do I think that it tests the upside or the downside of this range? It looks like we pretty much did test the upside of the short term range. Wouldn't be surprised if this comes back down, somewhere around 13,450. Somewhere around 13,500-ish region, but overall I'm not bearish on this. And looking at daily TSI, this is looking good right here. I do like momentum oscillators in general, but it's ranging, so I really don't have strong opinions within the midst of a range. Maybe if we go down to like a lower term time frame, yeah, on the 4 hour we got a golden cross incoming, it looks like, so maybe a short term down, and maybe I just revise that target to like more around like 13,550 to 13,600, and then probably another try towards this this official upside right here, like 13,800, 13,850-ish region. Ultimately though, we do see that a move is very likely incoming today. We do see that 4 hour BBWP is actually down around maybe even it's literally below 1 percentile right now. It's not a 0 percentile, but it is just below 1 percentile. So I do think that we are looking for a nice, a decent enough move right here. Short term though, I would be looking for a little bit of downside. Give it a chance to bounce around here, but again, it's all set up for the weekly and by extension monthly, which Friday will be. Let me double check. Yeah, Friday will be the last trading day of the month, so we actually will get the closure for the monthly for all traditional markets, which is going to be tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Anyways, with that said, sorry, 4 p.m. Eastern time. I'm remembering my Chicago times right there. It's been so long that I actually forget. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 4 p.m. Eastern time though. Maybe it's 3. Maybe it is 3. Fuck it. I don't remember. It's definitely been a few years now. Anyways, my point is that we're going to see the monthly closure basically on Friday. Monday is a holiday for American markets, and that means that once today is still kind of a long day to go, but we can kind of start to look at the monthly right here. And so far, would I be bearish or bullish on this? Actually, I would kind of be neither on this one right now, but based off the weekly, I do have to respect higher lows as always. I never go against the long-term weekly trend. And what do we have right here? We have some hidden bullish divergence in population as well. I'd even say that this is already confirmed, and technically speaking, my target to the upside would be 13,925. So maybe a little bit of short-term downside test today, and then ultimately I'd be looking for a move anywhere around the upside, or sorry, the upper $13,000 region. If we start to close the monthly there tomorrow, that's going to look pretty damn good for another try to the north side coming into June, it looks like. And that would very likely benefit Bitcoin as well, as these markets are all, strongly correlated with each other. I mean, we see everything, all assets essentially moving with each other. Should be denoted, though, that weekly does have a bit of a sell signal in place. Don't necessarily like that, but fair enough. We'll just hold our breath for now. And again, use this as like a big pivot on a weekly 13,350-ish region. Anyways, let's go check out SPY futures as well really quickly. Yeah, SPY futures looking a little bit more strong in comparison to Bitcoin, in comparison to NASDAQ. And in this case right here, this one looks a lot more obviously ready to give another try to the upside. Going down to the daily. A little bit of a short-term range. I would be looking for a short-term downside move here towards 4160-ish region, but I'd probably be looking for a bounce there simultaneously as well. So a little bit of short-term downside, and then we'll come back to it tomorrow. But that would be my short-term on traditional markets. And that's the other thing that I wanted to mention. Okay, on Bitcoin, because we are getting close to the monthly here, I want to check in on the accumulation distribution indicator. It is currently just barely positively sloped right now. If we see next month come in with a negative slope, I'd feel very, very comfortable with looking for Bitcoin to base and go sideways between, this like $30,000 and $50,000 number for maybe a couple months to come, maybe until end of summer. But that's going to be decided obviously on Monday, because this is going to be for spot markets. So keep that one in mind. We'll definitely reference that one again, but still got a few days left here to go. Should also be denoted that MACD on the monthly for the first time is actually loosening on its momentum, same as the ADX DMI, which actually started 2 months ago to loosen up on its momentum as well. So both of these signals are more or less at the very least a sideways signal on the higher term timeframes. And at very worst, it could be a signal for a move down to about $21,000. So there you go. Enjoy the red dildo party, my friends. Anyways, we'll go back to it over here. I think it's time to get on to some comments, because I've been spitting some shit for the last 25 minutes now, and we can get back into the fun stuff over here. Let me turn on the alerties. Let me go see what Elsa has said, and because she's actually been collecting all the comments right now. Nice one. I see Josh right there, my fucking man. Always a pleasure to see you, my friend. Always a fucking pleasure. Micah R just says, just want to say thanks. Hey man, my pleasure. At the end of the day, yeah, this channel is focused on traders. So as a trader, you have your biases based off of statistical setups, but you can't be biased into like always saying, this is going to the moon and beyond because it's XYZ asset that I absolutely fucking love. That's for better or worse for some people too. Like there's plenty of channels out there who will tell you that, plenty of channels, but in this channel, I don't really need. I'm less concerned about like cultivating as many subscribers as possible than I am just like trying to get out my information for better or worse, which I'm can definitely be wrong too, but at least I wanted to like be truthful in that way. Shahar says, hey, good morning, man. Can you please shake out the doggy euphoria from the poor delusional people thinking it's a future, or am I just totally wrong? Okay, let's go check out Doggy Coin. Doggy Coin currently sitting about 33 and some odd change. 4-hour death cross right here. I'd be looking for this one to come down somewhere around about 29.5, but it sounds like you're talking about a major move. Like you want me to destroy all of the doggy hopes and dreams. I do think it is coming back down below 30 cents here. I do think that alongside Bitcoin coming down, it probably tests into the upper 20s. But ultimately, if Bitcoin does continue on, if Bitcoin does hold the lows and does not break down further, it's going to be difficult to look for this one to break down in comparison to that. I do think Doggy, however, long-term is extremely likely to come back down below about 10 cents. I mean, extremely likely, to be honest with you. What we can do over here is we can pop this on. I need a more long-running historical chart. We'll go to Poloniex for this one, and you can see that all of these rallies in Doggy Coin have failed over time. Every single one of them. It's quite literally a pump and dump. I mean, there's no secret with that, right? It's fucking Doggy Coin. Like, it's literally a joke. There's no development going on in it. There's nothing. There's fucking nothing besides Redditor tears involved in this one. And we can just go through the last few cycles. I mean, do you think this time is going to be different? Well, certainly it will be, as it always is, right? Well, we get our first ICO dump, 95.25% down. That's really healthy. We get this one over here, 85% to the downside. Just a pullback, bro. Just a doggy dildo pullback. Don't mind that, guys. I'm DCAing all the way to fucking zero because, well, why not? 94% down over here. Nice one, Doggy Coin. Very, very well done. And then now we have had this nice little, this nice little trend to the upside alongside the rest of the market. But 1, 2, 3 drives of bearish divergence. A weekly BBWP actually got up there to 100 percentile on that first first drive, now actually flirting around with that moving average on it, which typically is a shift in overall direction as we do come back down. Anyways, with that in mind, and also weekly TSI also turning down here too. At some point, yeah, I do think it's going to come down below 10 cents. Does it happen right here, right now? I don't know about that. It's really going to depend on Bitcoin's major direction. If Bitcoin continues on and at the very least holds a range, I'm just it's not wise to be bearish on basically anything within this market. It's just, you look at things in terms of relative strength. But let's play around with numbers here. If we were to play out one of those very reasonable historical breakdowns, which pretty much always happens after all these failed rallies, 90% down plus would be actually right around about 6.6 cents. And yes, I do stick by that. Long-term doggy coin extremely likely comes back down below 10 cents. Here's the thing though, to give doggy coin its credit, you can see that after all of these macro structures, it actually does hold its higher lows. For better or worse. I mean, we see this one over here. This is admittedly like one fucking, not 10th, but 1/100th of a cent. Fair enough, though. It did hold a little bit of a higher low over here by 0.2 or just under 0.2 of a cent, and then right now we're actually getting a lot higher. So long term, I mean, it probably, at least historically speaking, probably unlikely to break below this prior low. But that's a lot of downside you could potentially be sitting through, and our very highly esteemed doggy coin investors, I don't know if they're going to like that. There's going to be a lot of currently I've actually been perusing doggy coin Reddit because it's great entertainment. It's really awful to say, but it's true. It's really fucking awful. I can't believe I get entertainment from that. But there's still people there who are like, in fact, the majority of people are proudly posting of how I DCA'd. I'm doing my job by buying like $200 of fucking doggy coin, thinking that does anything when they're printing literally millions of them a day. It's like, you're fucked, man. You're fucked. It's game over, man. To quote Aliens, game over, man. Game over. You're fucked, brother. But ultimately, at some point, once you start to see like the true desperation there, that'll be below 10 cents. Once people see like, paper profits that were, admittedly probably a lot. I mean, probably people put in like what, $1,000 and we're printing like 6 digits off that. And then they're going to see it come all the way back down, all the way back down. Get ready for the full fucking retrace, because it's coming. It's coming. If you've been here since 2017, and especially before that, oh baby, you know what happens when Bitcoin stops the bull dildo party. Oh yes, that's exactly right. It's time to get fucking ready for all altcoin destruction. Bear Jesus coming in hot with 2 red dildos in both hands, and it's shish kebab times, especially for the doggy coin holders, but maybe not just yet here. Anyways, let's see what else we got. You liked that little ASMR right there. Jed says, hey Krown, what's up, man? Been here since late 2019. Hey, well, sweet. Just want to say thanks for my pleasure, man. I never missed a single episode. Well, goddamn, you might want to get your ears checked out, sir. Best show. Hey, man, I really appreciate that. You're a boomer too. Hey, man, I'm a boomer, or at least that's what my girlfriend tells me. All right, what's this? What's this over here? Elsa, are you sending me DMs that you're getting now too? I don't think that's what we're doing. People can't just one. No, but we can't do that because it's gonna set up a bad precedent, sir. Okay, the other ones are chats. All right, fair enough. Okay, sweet. Let's see. All right, we got Bitcoin Boogie over here. Mom, my 1 nanos is still not enough to buy a fleshlight. What the fuck? Well, son, you can still use your socks, and I'll clean them when you're done. Do you want some chicken tennies with that? Would you like some fries with that, son? Scott Carney says, okay, yeah, we already got to that. How is Bitcoin bearish when all markets are bullish? Well, maybe run back the timer there, and hopefully I did a good job of explaining it. Maybe I need to come back and explain it from a different angle, but I think I got those thoughts out clearly. Hopefully, let me know if I did not, however. Doug says, Mercury goes retrograde set. Oh, motherfucker. Oh, fuck. I should have never mentioned the goddamn moons. However, as Caretaker actually did post in the chats earlier, there actually have been some studies on it. And like I said, I actually do know at least one guy who's made, he didn't make just millions. He made like in the... Okay, that would be 7 digits. He made 8 figures, I would say, or at least that's he was very fucking rich, and he only traded moon cycles and shit like that. I mean, there is that. Look, do I use it? No, I do not. But there's that JP Morgan quote, right? Millionaires don't use astrology. Billionaires, however, do. It's like, all right. Don't know anything about that, but you're right. I don't use astrology. I use technical analysis, which is just as bad. It's maybe just like 1% better. Robbie Stainton says total crypto cap good sir, longer term. Okay, so we'll just do total right here. Crypto total right there, and you're talking long term. That to me is going to be mean a weekly. All right. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Okay, a couple of very, very bad things. We do have a pretty powerful jewel sell signal. I would be looking for this one to come down at least to this fib area right here. The thing with that is, though, is that probably bases somewhere around about the 55, about just around 1 trillion market cap, actually, which is a good round psychological even number. And that's actually around, yeah, that's actually around where we kind of based at, or sorry, not based, but topped in 2018, maybe a little bit below there, but around that region. Anyways, I would look at that as like a big psychological number. Do I think that it comes down there? I think that is actually rather likely, but first things first, probably does play to bounce here. Weekly is, going to be printing all kinds of hidden bullish divergence. Where's your last higher low? On the weekly, it's going to be way over here. So if the weekly can do this next thing, I'd actually be looking for another upside try first, and then potentially get ready for some downside later on. To be fair, that jewel sell signal has already played out for a pretty fucking nasty move. I mean, that's 53.5%. I mean, am I being greedy by saying that could come down more? I think it could come down more, but I cannot argue, or sorry, I cannot, ignore this signal right here, in the sense that we're very obviously going to have anything resembling hidden bullish divergence as long as Bitcoin's just holding above this prior higher low right here, and that's actually right below 1 trillion market cap. 1 trillion market cap. So that's going to be a big number. As long as Bitcoin holds that, I do believe that Bitcoin will essentially continue on with a long-term bullish party. But the question to me right now is, does Bitcoin come down maybe around like 25, maybe a little bit lower than that, or not? And if it does, then I'd still look at that as an opportunity on the first pass. But for right now, there's a lot of things currently signaling themselves. So this market should be fun over the next couple months, or hopefully not fun, actually. Hopefully not fun for the Bulas, but overall there's going to be a lot of opportunities, is what I'm trying to say right here. All right, sweet. Let's see. Mario Mars says, good sir, check out forward breaking multi-year highs. Okay, let's see. Symbol F this time. Got it down. New York Stock Exchange, yeah, looking damn good here. We did look at this, I think, last week. I looked at the wrong symbol first, and I was like, what the fuck, this looks awful. But yes, it is breaking multi-year highs right here, going all the way back to 2016 now. I'd be extending this run on the monthly all the way to about 17. This is looking good. We did say that this was going to have a reversal coming until, I think it was last week. We got a golden cross on the weekly right here. Trend continuation off of a reversal on a pretty powerful one, on a pretty powerful one down here. Yep, I'd be looking for this one to continue looking very, very good. Next sort of targeted next areas of interest is going to be more like medium terms, 1575, and then basically the top side of this range, which is 17 to 19 bucks actually. So looking pretty damn good there. I'm really liking what I'm seeing. Even some hidden bullish evidence off that last higher low, but I mean that's already played out to the prior high anyway. So damn good indeed. All right, sweet. Let's see. Colby Giuck says Cardano 7-day. I don't look at charts in terms of like a day time frame like that, unless you're talking about like a weekly, but I'm guessing what you mean is like just over the last 7 days. I think that's a really, really bad way to be looking at markets, because you're only going to be getting this right here, or you're only going to be getting like this right here. This is not what you want to be looking at, to be honest with you, at least in my experience. If I go and read your message though, let's see, greatest, hey man, I appreciate that. I really appreciate that, man. Yeah, I take a lot of pride in those intros. Looking at Cardano right now though, I would say one pretty damn cool thing about it. If you see any sort of a weekly closure above the 10 simple here, which is 144, let's just call it 145 because it's easier to remember. I would be looking for this one to move its way back onto the prior highs, maybe even into very, very likely early June. So this next coming month. Are there a few? Okay, so let me give you both the bull and the bear on this one. Weekly, we'll obviously have hidden bullish divergence. I mean, where's your last higher low in the weekly? It's not anything right here. It's actually all the way down here, if anything. I mean, shit, you might even argue all the way over here. But my point is that no matter which point you take, it's going to have hidden bullish divergence here. And if it does confirm this hidden bullish divergence, which I would even say would be confirmed on a closure above the 10 simple, I would be looking at a retest of the highs and very likely new highs after that. This would look really fucking good, actually. Weekly TSI is coming down, but it's still in the bull buy zone. It's not necessarily bearish. The weekly jewel, however, some people look at this as a signal. I mean, I I think it'd just be easier to look at Bitcoin, but Cardano is looking very good at its highs. It's kind of similar to Matic, which I'm actually very curious to see how this one did today. But in general, this one definitely among some of the better charts that we have seen. We've seen great charts, all things considered, over the last couple weeks here. From I think it was Cardano. Obviously, we saw Matic. What was that? Maybe synthetics. Was that one? I forget. And funnily enough, Hex, which hopefully people don't hate me for saying, but have to call it like it is, I suppose. Anyways, for full disclosure, I don't invest in any one of those. I don't ever touch altcoins ever. So, I feel like that needs to be said with the current like Twitter sphere going on right now, because Twitter, if you're not aware, like crypto Twitter is it's hilarious entertainment, but goddamn, it's just another drama after another. I mean, apparently someone else got caught like shilling shitcoins and then selling into them at like literally the fucking highs. Look, I'm not the person to comment on something like this, because I'm not gonna like spend my time to go and confirm this, but several people have actually, gone and done the, the underlying research, and it doesn't look good. I'll put it that way, man. I'll put it that way. But it's not my job to be the fucking crypto police here. But several others have already done the work, and I'll just kind of leave it right there. Anyways, Nate, hey, what's up, Nate Games? There he is. Morning, sir. Can you check out BNGO on Daily Weekly? Sure, man. BNGO. Oh, you motherfucker. We got a biotech right here on the weekly. It's actually looking good for some basing action here. I'd be looking for a weekly extension to about 645, 650-ish region. Personally speaking, this is actually looking like a decent low to me. I like the bullish divergence off that low, testing the 200 simple, positive slope all the way through on that one, looking good. Weekly is probably going to put in some hidden bullish divergence here too. Problem is like, where's our last higher low? It's way the fuck back on over here. So I mean, that is definitely going to print some. Yes. We could probably extend targets towards like this area right here into like the upper 7s, low 8s or so. It looks decent enough, man. It looks decent enough. Michael Crook says, can you check out SM Energy on the 1 and 4? Man, we got a lot of stocks today. This is good. I tried to get a bank account the other day, and they apparently looked me up, and they saw my channel here, and they're like, do you deal in cryptocurrencies? Because if so, we will not accept you as a client. It's like, actually, mostly stocks. Mostly stocks, what we're looking at right now. It's good, but holy shit, man, it's crazy to see. So now I definitely understand why people are not happy with the banking situation. Anyways, okay, on the 1 and 4 hour and daily. Daily is looking good. This is clear and obvious reaccumulation after a very, 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 very good run right here on a trend reversal. Really love that one. Weekly, same shit as well. I'd be looking at a target overall towards $24, but if you're looking at the 4 and hourly, I'll just be looking at a 4 hour move towards like 19.5 hourly, probably same shit as well. Yeah, all time frames look good here. This is a very good chart, for those time frames. But depending upon which time frame you're looking at, those targets are obviously going to be significantly different. Anyways, let me just double check over here that we are all good. Okay, we are all good. Let me get back to Elsa's comments right here. Dan Henderson, what's up, man? Krown, I love our late night meetups from Texas. My fucking man, Texas probably the best state to live in the United States right now. Like anyone is moving there. It's actually quite the thing. Can you please derp IMMP on the daily weekly? Sure, man. This must be another stock. Hey, sweet. Okay, a MUTEP on NASDAQ. Looking good right there, but you're looking at daily weekly. Let's see. Yeah. I do like the reversal right here too on the daily, but let's see what the long term looks like. Yeah, the long term's actually having a decent reversal here as well. I really like this setup, and we've seen this setup on several other ones. This one now having it come to fruition as well. Here's your kind of reaccumulation after breaking the weekly trend. Weekly golden cross going on right here. I would be having a targeted region somewhere right around here. Let's kind of get this wiki area right here. That's about just under $6 at around 590-ish region. Long term, do I think that I could continue more than that? I mean, it looks pretty fucking good. I mean, it could, I suppose, but it's probably a lot more long away. Here would be my next sort of major region, which would be about $11. But at least, short and medium term, yeah, looking very good. Looking very good. A lot of good stocks today. Very good stocks today, actually. Okay. Okay, we got those ones. Let's see. Sty Guy Bob says, thanks on, thoughts on Penguins Zero, aka Moist Central, aka Charlie White's new movie, The Last of the Grads, like a real banger to me. Thanks. What is this? Is this a is this a thing? I'm actually curious. Oh, motherfucker, I got trolled again. God damn it. You bastard, man. You got me. You fucking got me. Abbott Dynamic says, hope you're well, sir. Hey, man, I'm actually doing pretty damn well. I got like my first extremely good night of sleep for like a while now. I slept like 10 or 11 hours. Great. Really, really good shit. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Hell yeah. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. I appreciate that, brother. Sam Balligeber says, Sir, whom's did the Rata mix in your intro? Actually, it was already made, man. It's like a 10-year-old mix by Team Awesome. Sir, are you okay over there? You having a good time? You having a... No, I'm trying to read the ones that you sent me first. Man, I can't, man, I just want to know, like, someone like that looks like, and what is their day-to-day, like, who spends their time doing, like, look, man, I'm not even trying to make fun of you, it's just, I'm curious, like, what is your life like, sir? I want to know, I really want to know, like, is this what you dream of at night? Is this making you like a happy, fulfilled person, where you come back home to your wife, assuming that you have one, which... Maybe you do. Actually, we shouldn't assume here, obviously. And you say, you know, I had a good, honest day of work. I spent the day trolling the internet, letting virtual people that I've never met in real life know that I would like to come on their tits. It's like, okay. It's one way to live your life, man. I'm not one to judge. Josh says Bitcoin USD 3-day, 200 EMA and weekly 89 EMA, both at $25,000 on Bitcoin 3-day. Yeah, and that's why that would be my next major target, Josh, if Bitcoin does want to break down. But I like giving Bitcoin a chance here. I really don't like, I really don't like getting super bearish just yet. Until we actually break below about 32, preferably on a daily, probably 12-hour gets it as well, to be fair. It preferably happens on CME, and if that happens, then yeah, I'd be looking for another about $7,000 to $8,000 move down to essentially the targeted regions that you're looking at. It's just kind of bringing what Josh is looking at. He's looking at the 200 right here on the 3-day. That's around 25.5, and you're also looking at the 89 on the weekly, which is about 25.5 as well. And that's what the targeted region on the total market cap would be if Bitcoin or the market cap, or sorry, the general market wants to just crumble once again and test some lows. That would be about it. That'd be about it. All right, sweet. Let's see. Late so, what's up, Late so? God morning, Krown. Good morning, sir. Can you please take a look at Baba on? Oh man, we got all kinds of stocks today. This is good. This is very good. I can finally tell the bank, no, I don't do cryptocurrencies, you crazy people, I do stocks. It's like, what the fuck? Let's see. Okay, daily right here. Looking bad. Looking bad. I do not like this. I do not like the way that this one's looking right here. Clearing obvious signals of distribution coming off of this last area right here. You do have a bit of a descending trend going on, but the question is, does it head down immediately right now? Or did you give me a time? Yeah, you did. Daily and weekly. Okay. All right, so let's see. What does the weekly look like here? Yeah, I'd be looking for a move probably down around the 200 simple, and I would be looking for a bounce there as well. But this one is under pressure right now. I'd give it some time to. I'd give it a chance to bounce to kind of try for some bottoms around $200 or so. Anywhere around there would look good to me. Maybe slightly below, but overall anywhere around there is fine. I don't know when I fucked around with this chart last, but it seems like it's still working, so I'd actually still stick with it. Short term, however, are there any bounces inbound? I mean, even the 4 hours just in a downtrend as well. It's pretty pathetic. Hidden bearish divergence all the way through as well. I'm inclined to say that this one is bearish on all time frames right now for another move down, just a little bit more around that $200 target, and then get to play the game of does this hold or not. But it's very likely to bounce on the first pass, and give it some time. Even if it does break down, it probably takes some time. Best doggy tea ever. You like that, Shahar? You like that, man? I'll have to cut that one up and put it on TikTok now. Ready for a trip to Hexaco, says Toby1. Ready for a trip to Hexaco. You want to look at Hex, I'm guessing, but based off your name. This is another marketing ploy, but you know what, man? I will look at it. And look, like I have to stay true to what I say. This is still one of the best charts in cryptocurrency land. Regardless of your thoughts on the underlying technology, which I am not the person to comment on that, there's nothing bearish about this right here. Retracing your whole fucking dump dildo party while the rest of the market is not. It's just, I'll just say it straight up, man. If I'm just looking at this from a TA perspective, this is fucking bullish. And there is very little doubt in my mind. Now, the problem with this thing, hey, did it get delisted from an exchange? It must have got delisted from an exchange. Yeah, I mean, the other problem with it is we don't have a whole hell of a lot of history, but how could you get delisted from HitBTC? HitBTC has like the shittiest of fucking shitcoins. Why would it get delisted from there? And why isn't it on any like legitimate exchanges? That could perhaps be seen as a bit of a warning signal, but overall, as far as charts go, I mean, this one is up there with Matic. It's up there with Cardano. This one's probably actually looking, I mean, it's already retraced a full dump, so it's actually better than Cardano. I'm curious what Matic looks like. I'm sure someone will ask. Let's see if Matic did the same thing. And I mean, maybe, yeah. Matic is still looking a little bit better right here, but both of them kind of neck and neck for really, really good charts. Looks like we got that move up to just north of $2 that we looked for yesterday. Actually, yeah. Sorry, 245 that we saw yesterday. Yep. Okay, cool. Let's see. Did we get it right here? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, fair enough on that one. But overall, I'd be looking for this one to trade a little bit sideways. This one is massively bullish there too. Any sort of a weekly closure above 170 this week, I'd be looking for New All-Time highs coming into June. It's going to be it's very likely to be a good month for this one, or next month for this one. Justin says, Hoggle, peep the Twitter. Okay, Hoggle. What the fuck is this? Wait, is that like a Twitter thing? Oh, Diamond Hands. Oh, fuck the Diamond Hands meme. That one's that one's pretty awful too. Should I look that up on Twitter? Let's see if anything even comes up. Hoggle. Okay. I'm just seeing Gene Hoglin, who's apparently some famous rocker. Yeah, he's a rocker. He's a drummer. I don't know exactly what you want me to look at, man. So I think we'll have to reconvene on that maybe a later time, because I don't know exactly what you're going for on that one. Dan K actually asking about Matic right here. Funnily enough, we already have it up. Dan K says 4 hour and daily. We already looked at daily. 4 hour, a little bit of sideways here. I don't really have a strong opinion on the 4 hour actually. I do think that it could come back down and test a little bit of downside, but ultimately it's a weekly close I'd be looking at right here, because this one's extremely powerful. Daily does look like it wants to retest the highs as well actually. So even the daily is looking for short-term up. This is all... God damn, this is just such a chart right here. Hidden bullish divergence off that last low. We've already hit the target off that, but momentum oscillators are still fine. I'm God damn, man. What a fucking chart. Powerful. Anywhere above last week's high too, and I'm looking at like $3. That is so fucking powerful, man. Holy shit. All right, let's see. Handbone says morning, Link USD. All right, we got Link over here. I'm curious how this one's doing as well. This one used to be like the darn Link or Matic is like the new Link in my eyes. Link's still probably not that bad, but let's see. Where the fuck are you, Link? There he is. 33.3. Yeah, retracing a good amount of it, but certainly not as strong as the other ones that we've seen. Hidden bullish divergence will actually be possible. Here's your last higher low right here, I'd say, on the weekly, and we are certainly making lower low, or are we making lower lows? Oh yeah, we're definitely making lower lows on this RSI. So in this case right here, I want to see the weekly closure. If you do close above the 10 simple in this case, which is about 34 3/4, we'll say, I'd be looking for a retest of highs. But this one, I think it's easier to look for Bitcoin. Technically speaking, we got that same sort of potential jewel sell signal right here. Then again, you see a 50% dump, or I think this one even dumped a little bit harder than that. This one, oh my god, this one dumped 72.25. Could you reasonably say that has already played out? I mean, you could, yes. That's a lot. That's actually a lot. Daily's looking okay here too for some short-term up. So let's see how that one works out. I mean, shit, man. If this one's gonna be looking for some short-term up, though, am I gonna be wrong about Bitcoin short-term down? Gonna be wrong about this? Let's go back to Bitcoin over here. All right, what are you doing? You little shitcoin Bitcoin? I don't know, maybe you do give it a chance right here, but I still run with that Wyckoff schematic for now. I still like that, especially with 4 hour TSI looking like it could potentially cross the downside with any sort of a closure below 38. So I'd still look at that. I don't really have any real reason to be looking at Bitcoin on like a major move to the upside, as long as we're below about $42,000. Can easily play back up there. That'd be fine. Nothing wrong with that. But ultimately, I think that it's time to be a little more protective, because I think we're going to be ranging here for a little bit longer, just a little bit longer. Lucas DeGrasse says, hey, Krown, what's up, man? Hey, my pleasure, sir. My pleasure. I was also Elle's classic intros with the bells are top notch. I'm glad that you enjoyed them, man. She really likes doing it. SH Comp. Okay, so we got Shanghai. SH Comp. All right. Oops. Hey, no, can't spell. There we go. All right, here we go. And you said the monthly. Okay, monthly is looking good here. Looking for this one's actually resolving the range. I'd be looking for this one to tick up towards 4,000 over the next couple months here, and probably beyond. Monthly RSI is consulting right around the bullish control zone. This is good. This is very good. So I would be looking for the next few months to tick up to 4,000 and probably beyond after that. You got this major pivot right here too, but I'd want to see one before the next. But do I think that this one won't get hit? I mean, with the way that the monthly RSI is looking and the way that this is looking like as a general formation here over the last over the last like 12 years now, this is really fucking good, man. It's kind of hard to be bearish off this. Here's what Dixie looks like right now too. Let's see what the old Dixie's doing. Dixie popping up to just above 90, and I believe that we did say another move just above $90 would be definitely in the cards here too. Looking at this region, however, Yeah, I mean, it's still basing. It's still basing. So give it a chance, at least for now. I do think that this one could easily have another failed rally attempt somewhere around like the mid to upper $90 region. But overall, man, it's kind of hard to ignore on this trend here. I'm not really a big fan of it, especially coming to the monthly close as well. Like this is not necessarily, bullish, if you will. So I do think that ultimately will come down a little bit more in June, most likely. Let's see. Okay. Mr. Phi says, sir, if TA is imperfect in a game of probability and statistics and your ideal MO is longer time frame, what do you mean MO? Trading where you may not get a hit for a while, how do you base your strategy as a freshly minted TA kitty, especially when my confidence levels aren't high yet? Okay, so a couple of things going on right here. Let me see if I can condense this down into just what the gist of this message is. You're basically saying your personal strategy is that you understand that TA is basically a game of stats and probabilities, right? Well, that's like 90% of the fucking game right there. So you got the hard part down. Okay, and your ideal time frame is essentially like longer. So that could be what for you, like a daily, weekly, monthly in the context of cryptocurrencies. And you may not get hit for a while. How do you base your strategy as a freshly minted TA kitty, especially when my confidence levels aren't high yet? Okay, so a couple questions going on here, but I think the most important one to address is the confidence question. Confidence is not what you want in trading. What you want in trading is you want results. And confidence comes alongside of results, but is a byproduct of it. And so how do you cultivate confidence as a byproduct of success? Well, you repeat the winning behaviors consistently over time. So the reason, very, very likely the reason why you're not confident is because you just don't have experience with it actually working out. And so you feel like when you do get your shot or the few shots that you will get, in your direction, they are few and far between and you just don't have too much experience with them. That's going to be natural because if you are using a weekly for, oh shit, I dropped this 1 second, fellas. If you are using like a weekly, for example, on Bitcoin, well, how often do you get a signal here? I mean, pretty much never. Pretty much never. So you got one, if you're looking at the trend right here, if you're looking at the macro breakout, you got one big signal in like the last 3 years. So you got that. If you're looking at weekly RSI and trying to play some divergences, very, very few, very few signals within even like the last half year here. So you're naturally going to be slower at cultivating that confidence because you're not going to be getting those signals as often. It's just that is going to be by definition. So what I would suggest to you is take that strategy that you're using on those higher timeframes and then apply it to a low-term timeframe like an hourly or 4-hour perhaps, and that way you can get more iterations in there. Do it with either a paper account, so that means that you're not trading actual money, or do it with an extremely low dollar amount. I think just doing it on a demo account is fine enough, but some people really want to like actually have at least a small amount of money in the game. I would strongly suggest not using a big amount of money in the game, and then document your results over time. And naturally, as you become more and more accustomed to what those probabilities are going to be over time, you'll naturally start to feel more confident, which is an emotional thing. And the way that these whole things are related to each other is you basically have like 3 moving parts in the way that you kind of come into emotional maturity, I suppose. And they are this: you have your thoughts, you have your actions, and you have your emotions. Thoughts come first, actions is what you can do second, and then emotions, they come a little bit later. So thoughts, that's kind of what we're doing right here, or that's what you're doing if you're like going around and trying to learn a strategy. That is the thinking portion. Action is actually doing it, playing out your strategy in the way that you laid it out. Those 2 things you can do immediately, even if you do feel bad about it or if you feel great about it. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's neutral to the fact that you can literally think about and also do them. And then your emotions, they move at like a very slow glacial pace, essentially. And technically speaking, studies have shown that about 3 weeks, in some cases, in a lot of cases, actually even 90 days, is about when your emotions start to come into alignment with your thoughts and actions. So it's just a simple process of repeating that over time, and you'll naturally start to just become more or less neutral to it, because you'll understand that a 60% probability for example, is going to be a 60% probability that's going to come with some majority wins, some losses. You should should be able to kind of know and forecast your general profitability over time. And you'll start to just trust in the numbers rather than your emotions, which your emotions are not based in, I mean, they're really not even logically based in a lot of cases. In fact, I'd say in today's day and age, they're definitely not, you know, with all the fucking comfort traps that we have and everything. But that's another conversation for perhaps another time. But that's how to go about that, is you want to get more iterations. And when you're using high term timeframes, the problem with that is you're just naturally not going to have those iterations. So what I would suggest doing is get a paper account or get a demo account, do it on low term timeframes, train those thoughts and actions, and then give it, you know, 3 weeks to 3 months to start to come, you know, set into you emotionally. And then you can start to apply those strategies on the higher term timeframes, which should probably have maybe even a higher hit rate. The way that I look at it is lower term timeframes. Yeah, you can use them. You can definitely trade them. There's plenty of people who make a shit ton of money on them. There's plenty of people who make their livings on them. When I was trading traditional markets, I traded a 5 minute and a fucking 15 minute for, you know, for the love of God, right? So, you know, I definitely understand that. It's just, you know, those are naturally going to have a lower hit rate in comparison to the same strategy on a higher term time frame. So with that in mind, you can start to train your emotions, and, you know, by first starting with your thoughts and actions. So again, thoughts, that's the actual learning, that's the planning. And you know, the planning can come in the form of the video that I uploaded, like, I don't know, a couple months ago now, maybe 2-3 months ago, in the trade checklist. And then you train that with your actions. Those two things together over time will naturally produce your emotions. And so hopefully that helps there. Okay, cool. Let's see. Gemini Athlete MMA says, hey, Krown, what's up, man? Can you check out Mr. MD on the daily and 4 hour? Okay, I think it's this, but it's so small I can barely see it. All right, Maramed. All right, let me just double check. Okay, my eyes are so bad that, like, I literally have to get right up to the screen. I will be getting LASIK at some point. Weekly is good, but you're not asking about that. I think you're asking about a daily and 4 hour. All right, well, let's look at a daily and 4 hour. How about that? I would keep an eye on this level right here, 141. Looking at daily, it's good. It's breaking out right now. It's continuation. This is a reaccumulation right here. Yep, looking decent right there. 4 hour. Same thing. It's bullish on all time frames right now. I would be cognizant of the weekly level, and I'd be looking tentatively somewhere around the 200 for a little bit of a short-term pivot, and that's going to be what was it, like 140-ish region, maybe slightly above 140. Okay. Great job, Ken from the DMV. Stay up every night to catch you. Oh my God, from the DMV. What do you expect from MicroStrategy in the next couple weeks? Looking to buy $520 strike calls for July 16 expiration. Okay, well, I can tell you a good reason why I probably wouldn't do that, or at least I'm gonna guess. Let me just double check on this. Okay, yeah, you're looking at MicroStrategy. Okay, cool. All right, MSTR. I think I even have this in my list. I'll tell you why I don't think that that's gonna be a good idea. Just in general. The reason why I'd say that is because, well, look, if you want to be long this thing, you're going to be buying expensive fucking calls right here. I mean, look, BBWP is extremely high, so your calls are going to be more expensive than what they probably should be. Let's see what it looks like on the daily. Daily's okay, but you're going to be holding this potentially till July, so it's going to have a lot of premium on them. So you got to think of that. If you want to be bullish on this thing, I mean, I just played the structure right here. I'd probably be looking at a position maybe like mid fours, and then use your last major low at about $400 as a stop loss. In this case, I actually would not like to play options on this one, or at least long options. I do not like I do not like it when it's high volatility and then you're buying fucking options. Yes, it can work. Yes, some people will definitely tell you otherwise. But personally speaking, I do not like that. And again, I come from a background as a market maker, authorized trader for equity options. And in equity options, I mean, these would be the times where I'd be like, okay, well, I don't really want to be fucking buying shit right now. I want, if I want long exposure, maybe I'll spread it or maybe I'll even just, I certainly would not want to play a fucking straddle in this thing, I'll tell you that. But overall, I do think that you're going to be right on direction here. I do think that this one's setting up for a bounce. We got daily, well, it's not necessarily any sort of divergence is going on right here, but it does look good for a shot up over the next few weeks. I probably would be looking for this one to come up towards north of $500. Weekly, big area right around about 550 to 560-ish region. That's kind of where I'd be looking for it towards. So I do think you're going to be right on direction. It's just, if you're looking to play that with calls, I think that's maybe not the best way to be doing it here, because those are naturally going to start to collapse in their premium as BBWP cools down. So you always got to be cognizant of that, of course. All right, let's see where. Holy shit, fuck, man. All right, Elsa's on it today. Super Goo Lily says Resident Evil 8 is a good game. It was fucking great, man. Village was so fucking good. It scared the shit out of me on that doll level. Holy fuck, that That baby, man. Very, very, very concerning. Very concerning. Can you have a look at T-Fuel Bitcoin daily, please? Sure, man. All right, let's see. T-Fuel BTC. BTC. Let's see. Theta Fuel on Binance. Looking good here. Looking good here. Daily, I'd be looking for it to tick up to about 880. Yeah, this one's looking very good. Looking very good right now. All time frames, actually. This one's ready to roll. 4 hour, 813-ish region, or sorry, like 835 region. Daily looks like it wants another retest of your 880 highs, and weekly just looks like continuation here as as it stands. I like this chart actually. So actually another decent altcoin chart, to be fair. Nate says, haha, your banks will see your channel name, Krown's Crypto Cave. Please rename to Krown's Kitchen Cave. Krown's Kitchen Cave coming up, baby. Can you check out XPD USD daily weekly breakout test? Sure, man. XPD, is this it? Okay, yeah, this Palladium thing. You like this one a lot, man. You've been playing this one for a long time now. Okay, and you said daily weekly breakout retest. I don't always like a breakout retest, but do you respect this one until it does not do that? I mean, it's already kind of broken that level on a daily, to be fair, but you're probably playing the weekly anyways. So here's the thing, man. I do think it will come back down to about 2640 to 2650. I'm not bearish on this thing in any way, shape, or form long term. The problem is, though, yeah, the monthly is bullish as fuck, man, but I'd be looking for a short-term downside move first, and then probably tries an upside move from there. Do we see any signs of potential short-term bottom right here? Kind of on the daily, but not too conclusive as it stands right now. 4 hour does a little bit of a double bottom right there. Yes, a death cross that's incoming. Yes, we do have regular bullish evidence, and yes, 4 hour TSI is turning up. So maybe I give it a chance here. Yes, but ultimately, I do think that this one could very easily come down just a little bit more. Long term though, I'd still remain overall bullish on it. I would not say that this one's actually retesting the breakout. We're not seeing breakout behavior in this one. You want to see volume, you want to see volatility, and you want to see momentum oscillators, and we actually see pretty much none of that right here. So I'm inclined to say this one's going through a more long-form consolidation. It's something more like this, if anything. Well, I guess I do have it as an ascending triangle, but it's not acting as one. If it's not acting as one, then it's unlikely to be one. So what's probably going on here is it's something more like this, which wedges actually do work a little bit better in traditional land. So it can bake in here a little bit longer, yes. But ultimately, this to me is clear and decisive evidence that this is not an ascending triangle as it stands right now. Yes, I would be long-term bullish on it, but I'd probably look for a short-term downside move first. Maybe a backfill in last month open, and then try for some more continuation long term. Okay, sweet. Anthony Russo says, hello, sir. What's up, sir? Thoughts on Cardano for the daily weekly? We already looked at it earlier. It looks pretty damn good. We can go check on it really quickly here. We'll do daily. Well, I guess monthly still okay too. Weekly, I want to see a closure above the 10 simple. If that happens, I'd be bullish for another retest of highs. We would have hidden bullish evidence on the weekly confirmed as well, so that'd look pretty damn good. Daily, daily looks fine to me too, man. I mean, this one can easily come back down to like 150, but ultimately, this one, all things considered, is one of the relatively strong ones. Whether it comes down and bases out a little bit lower alongside Bitcoin playing out another test of the downside range, I don't have a strong opinion on. My strong opinion is on this one very likely does retest highs. I mean, it's certainly showing its face here. Like, you should be paying attention to the ones that look, similar to this, similar to Matic and a few of the other ones, because those are the ones that are going to really, really benefit if and when Bitcoin does start to actually break its range to the upside. If Bitcoin breaks to the downside, well, probably everything falls with it, but these ones probably don't fall as much in comparison to most of the other shitcoins in this market. Nick says, hey, Krown, can you check out Ethereum USD on the daily weekly, please? Sure, man. Yeah, let's see how Ethereum's doing here. We got 2726. Again, I'm not a huge fan of this rejection of the 21 thus far. A lot of people would look at this and be instantly bullish, and I mean, I'm not necessarily bearish on Ethereum here. Again, it kind of has a very similar setup to Cardano, right? In the sense that if we do close above the 10 symbol here, I'd be looking at this as a confirmed local low, or it's not necessarily a confirmed local low on a weekly, but if we go down to like a 3-day, it certainly will be hidden bullish evidence, and that'd be giving me targets back up north of $3,000 to like 33 to 3400 region. Again, I'm not going to hate an uptrend ever. I'm never going to fucking hit an uptrend. So, well, I do think that this one is, it's definitely not going to be immune from any downside Bitcoin displeasures. Ultimately, this one, would be one of the more strong ones that we have seen as well. With the monthly looks abysmal. The monthly looks just fucking atrocious here. No doubt about that. But still, 4 days left, or just under 5 days left to go. So it's maybe not the best idea to be looking at it exactly at this moment. but over, I mean, this could be very problematic. I mean, this would be, you know, your traditional long-legged doji dildo, just as you know, typically as a reversal, and that's gonna have, you know, targets down to about 1300 perhaps, and that probably would come alongside Bitcoin to 25 or so. Okay, cool. Mr. Mean Gun says, any thoughts on SC? Oh, is this Siacoin? Derp over here? Yeah, it is. Oh man, it is. Is this one still alive? It is still alive, just fucking barely, but holy shit. Actually did make new highs on the monthly there, so not bad. Same thing here too, you know, another base down around about 1.5 cent is completely fine. You know, certainly not one of the strong ones. As you can see, it's still playing below a lot of these major moving averages, but I would give it a chance just within the general context of the market. Curious what the weekly is showing right now. Will we have potential hidden bullish divergence if we print a low here? Yes, we would. But this is not a confirmed local low just yet. It's not going to happen this week either. The only way that this would happen is if next week we pop back up and preferably close above about 2.1 cent. That can happen. Yeah, I'd be looking for another move back up towards 3.5 or so, and probably the whole market follows through as well. Again, just easier to look at Bitcoin right now. This one's a little bit less conclusive in my opinion. Lower term timeframes. Again, looking toppy here. I do think it probably comes down to about 1.15 or 1.6 region, and then hold your breath. There you go. Dan Henderson, Mr. Henderson. Hello, Mr. Henderson. Can you please take a look at green and red skin flutes on Shop Daily Weekly? Yeah, man. Shopify. Okay. Shopify was looking decent last time we saw it, right? All right. Or am I thinking about Spotify? Yeah, they're like the same thing, right? Not really, but okay. Let's see. You're looking at daily, weekly. Gratitude, sir. Hey, gratitude indeed. Okay, looking at daily, it's fine long term. I actually like this chart long term. The question is, does it have another short term downside move to like 1160-ish region or not? I don't have an opinion on that. I like what I see on the weekly hidden bullish evidence, multiple drives, weekly TSI just basing off after a bit of a bullish reset right here. If these two things get going with each other, you know, I'm gonna be targeting a move back up towards about 1475, 1500-ish region. It looked pretty damn good. So I get, you know, again, I give it a big chance right there because I do respect that behavior, and I just don't find it very compelling to be going against, you know, your long-term macro trend in this case, which weekly, monthly are pretty damn good here. I mean, if the monthly closes anything like this coming into tomorrow, I'd be looking for new highs, June, July, whatever the hell those months are. Very likely come in. Looks damn good. Looks good, fam. We'll say it like that. Let's see. Saint Lucifer, hello, sir. Sup, Krown. Can you take a look at symbol X, US Steel, daily, weekly, divergence on RSI and MACD? Okay. Wait, symbol X, like DMX, famous rapper. Okay, so there's a couple interesting things going on right here. Yes, there is bearish divergence on the weekly, and I do think that this one will have a downside move, actually, probably to the 21 here, about 21.5 bucks. But there's a couple of really good things going on, and we've seen this sort of formation going on several things now. So I'm inclined to say that this one does head in that same direction. So a weekly golden cross is going to be inevitable as long as this thing does not, especially break below the 21 or the 200 here, which are about, you know, low $20. I would actually be long-term bullish on it as long as that condition is not met. Short-term, yeah, I do think that it comes down here. Monthly is under pressure. We do see a bit of a double bottom going on right here, slightly lower low, but that did come with bullish divergence, to be fair. Although those targets have certainly been already smashed, like to the fucking smithereens. So I'd tentatively be saying that, you know, it probably does come back up to the multi-year resistance starting from August 2014, somewhere around about 40 or so bucks. But that's more long-term, man. That's certainly more long-term. Short-term, very likely some downside here, but I'd be keeping a keen eye at about $20, 20.25 or so, and if it can maintain that, I would be bullish on that next major move to the upside. As soon as you get a confirmation of golden cross and it, you know, just holds there, that'd be looking pretty damn good. Cole Evans says, hi Krown, would you mind taking another look at Cardano USD, Binance? Oh, motherfucker, you fucking Cardanios. You fucking Cardanoans. All right, you want to look at the hourly and 4 hour. Okay. All right, hourly, a little bit of, we got a golden cross. This one's going to the moon, baby. I'd be looking for a short-term move back to like 175. 4 hour, probably get to push back upon. I think that this one, you know, if Bitcoin comes down to like, let's say 35 or 34,000 bucks, I'd be looking for this one to come down somewhere around like 155, 150-ish region and try for a base there. Again, you know, acting as one of the better ones, no doubt about that. But I imagine we probably do have hidden bearish divergence forming right here. Yes, indeed we do. Here's your high, here's your lower high, and we are certainly making major higher highs on the RSI above that region. Not damning, it's not, you know, it's not saying that it's going down to fucking zero or anything like that, but, you know, would imply move back down somewhere around like 150, give or take a few cents there. All right. PD Trader says, Sup Krown, your energy is crazy. It's just a bit of coffee, my friend. Just fucking insert to veins and let the eyes turn into fucking laser beams. The real laser eye Mimi, not that stupid shit that you see on Twitter. You should run a stock call center with 100 trading million minions. Fuck no, man. That sounds like torture, sir. I'm more than happy trading my own accounts here. Zilliqa, USD, 4-hour daily, weekly, and XRP. Sir, just one. Just fucking one, man. Choose which shitcoin you want. We'll look at Zilliqa just because this one probably a little more interesting, to be fair. We'll go Binance, I suppose. Definitely not on the list of relatively strong coins compared to a lot of the other ones that we saw. This one's kind of par for the course here, I'd say. Let's see. And what time frames are you looking at? What time frames? Okay, 4-hour daily, weekly. Weekly, this one's going to be the bitch of the market. It does not have any say on its own. Daily, we do see some bottoming behavior right here. Yes, around about 10 cents, 10.5 cents or so. 4-hour short term. 4-hour short term, again, I'd just be looking at Bitcoin right here. I think Bitcoin's easier to look at. If Bitcoin plays out some downside, I'd be looking for this one to come back down about 9.5 cents or so. If this one wants to try some upside, range highs is going to be right here. I don't think that it's going to have enough juice to actually take out the range highs, but that would be about 14.5. But daily, weekly, I mean, this one's neither this one's neither relatively strong nor weak. It is just par for the course. It's going to do whatever Bitcoin does in general. And personally speaking, I do think that Bitcoin probably has some more short-term downside here rather than short-term upside. But again, don't confuse short-term downside with like full-on downside just yet. I don't really look for full-on downside till Bitcoin really cracks below about $32,000 on like a daily or so. That would be quite concerning. Mr. Fi says, "Thank you, Sir Krown. You're my favorite boomer." Thanks, man. I'm I'm proud to be a boomer. Is that all of them, Elsa? All right, nice. Let's see how deep into this are we? We're about an hour and a half in here. All right, so I'm gonna try to pull up everything else. Okay, let me just make sure that I got everything. I think Elsa's been pretty on it though. Looking pretty good there. All right, let's just scroll all the way down here and then maybe get some get some of those green comments. Nope, I see Mr. Poncho. There he is, Mr. Poncho. How you doing, Mr. Poncho? Hold on, let me just make sure that I didn't skip anyone. Okay, yeah, Mr. Poncho's next. Let's see, Ethereum USD. God damn it, just left me. 4-hour and 12-hour, please, sir. Sure. Let's go to this chart right here. All right, 4-hour. Again, I'm looking at this as more likely to come to the downside right now. 4-hour TSI, could very easily turn to the downside with any sort of a closure below. Oh, actually, no, it's not going to happen on this next closure. It'd require a close below about 2,500, which we are clean 230 above right now. Let's see what momentum oscillators look like on over here. I'm curious what these guys are going to be suggesting. Let's see. Okay, 4-hour right here. Yeah, coming down right now. 4-hour momentum to the downside as long as below 2880-ish region. 3-hour 2780, bi-hourly 2836, hourly 27 or so. It does look like it wants maybe a short-term move back up here, maybe to like 28 or so. But I think that this one probably does come down a little bit. Again, same thing as Bitcoin though. I'm not like bearish on this. Like I need to be very careful with my terminology here. This one can easily try for another base down around 24 and a half. If things really get going, maybe 2,300. But overall, this one actually having a better recovery than Bitcoin, all things considered. It actually did print a higher high right here as well in the 12-hour specifically. So we actually don't have that hidden bearish divergence present or even a potential on this one. This one actually acting, all things considered, relatively well. So I'd give it a chance. But yeah, you're mostly asking about short-term time frame. Maybe we'll look at an hourly really quick. Oh, that golden cross not confirmed, sir. Again, I think that this one ultimately ends up being fine, to be honest with you. This one a little bit more on the side of the equation of relatively strong, if you will. Hidden bullish divergence on the buy-hourly. So yeah, short term probably does give another try back up somewhere around like 28 or so, we'll say. All right, cool. Sty Guy Bob says, wait, no, did we skip anyone else? No, it's Sty Guy Bob's turn. Sty Guy Bob says Link USD and Link BTC daily. We already looked at Link USD, so I think we'll do Link BTC here. Wait, nope, that's Litecoin. Probably don't want Litecoin. Definitely don't want my Litecoin analysis. I'll put it that way. Let's see. I think we need to tap this one out. I don't have it on my list. Okay, Chainlink, Bitcoin, Binance, looking good here. Looking good here on the bi-hourly. So there you go. 4-hour probably has another try. Probably has another try towards the top side of that prior range, somewhere right around here. So that's going to be 90 to 92,000 satoshis. This one acting relatively well here, actually. This one acting relatively well here. I'd say something more like this. There you go. Maybe more short term if you're looking at this one, probably somewhere right around here at about 90,000 even. Anywhere around that region is completely fine. I actually do like this one compared to a lot of the other altcoin charts that we've seen, especially versus Bitcoin. Daily TSI going to be turning up here too. Also, playing out a bit of a regression coming in from these December lows. Yeah, not bad actually. I want to see that confirmed, obviously, but a little bit of sideways here. Very likely does set it up for some more long-term tests to the upside. The weekly is just a monstrosity of shit going on, but ultimately, I do like what's going on here, to be fair. I do think that this one is long term. This one actually looks very, very good. Still acting as one of the better ones. And, you can see that the weekly trend here has never really been broken. I mean, this is really shaping up to be reaccumulation within this region. As you can see, we get rid of all, we only need, let's get rid of everything right here because it's just getting in the way. But what I'm looking at right here, as long as it's doing something like this, man, this is good. This is good. And it's bouncing, significantly, and relatively speaking, again, on the stronger side, would be one of the better ones. Maybe not as good as some of the big winners that we saw, but still pretty damn respectable, I'd say. All right, let's see. Save me, says Roy Johnson. I will save you. I will prepare an offering to Bula and Bara Jesus, depending upon which one you, sir, want. Anyways, let me just double check over here. Okay, we good. Okay, and let me get back one of the comments over here. All right, sweet one. Brazil, Zil. We already looked at Zilica. Come Rocket Coin. Unfortunately, cummies are not on TradingView for some reason. Obviously, TradingView is trying to manipulate the goddamn cum market. They don't want you to get rich off your cummies. Fucking bastards. Ophir says, Krown. Hey, man. Can you take a look at BNT USD 4-hour daily? Yeah. BNT USD. This is Bancor? Yeah, this one's another 2017 shitcoin. Yeah, definitely not relatively strong comparison to a lot of the other good ones that we've seen. Not super weak as well, but let's see what time frames. 4-hour daily. Again, I'm still more inclined to say that we do test a little bit of downside here. Can I be wrong on that? It's looking at some of these altcoins, it's starting to look like I might be wrong on this one. Yes, if it does want to test some downside though, I'd be looking somewhere just below $4, just below about $4, like $3.90 to $4 this region. 4-hour size fine there. 4-hour TSI getting above the bearish buy zone. So I mean, maybe I'm going to be wrong about this one. Maybe this one's actually getting ready for a test up to 569. I do think that this one will kind of just hold with the rest of the market. It's going to play whatever Bitcoin does, but this one actually is showing more upside signals than in comparison to Bitcoin. But should be denoted 12-hour. Do we have that hidden bearish divergence present? We do. If this does confirm as a local high, have we taken out last 12-hour low? Yeah, we have. I'd like to see a closure below there, but that alongside a 12-hour death cross, I'd probably be favoring some, another test of the downside. I stick with what I've been saying here, man. I think it's better to err on the side of what's it called, of caution here, especially after especially all things considered within this fucking market, man. But I really should go back and overlay some conditions for Bitcoin. What would cause me to kind of switch around on these thoughts here? Nah, it's still the same thing. I need to see Bitcoin close on a 4-hour above about $42,000, and then we can talk about a move towards 46, 47-ish region, perhaps, with a stop along the way, probably around about 44.5. But somewhere around here is what I'd be looking towards. Anywhere around here would be about good for me. But again, tentatively speaking here, so I still do favor the downside short term. If you put a gun to my head. Let's see. Okay. Oh my God, I just missed a couple more. Scott Carney says ALYI. Okay, what is this one? I remember you asking about this one before. Yeah, alternate systems. All right. Okay, so we do have that long-term descending triangle. Now, I believe last time we were here, I did say that this one was likely to bounce upon this trend line one more time, maybe. I think it's probably got one more bounce in here. It can bounce up all the way to maybe even just above 5 cents, but I do look at this one as, well, for some reason, I'm charting out some upside targets there. I think you got at least one more bounce here. Here's the thing, and let's just do this for the daily. So that was obviously made on a weekly. We can do this for a daily as well. Okay, you can give this one the benefit of the doubt, or at least I'd give this one the benefit of the doubt as long as it holds the 200 simple here on the daily. That's about just under 3.8 cent. Below there, I'd get very fucking bearish, looking for moves back down, somewhere around here, about 2.1 cent. Something like that, but if it can also if it can hold these lows for now, which it looks like it's going to bounce here again. It does look like it wants to bounce here at least one more time. And then where would be my bias change on this one? I mean, your last lower high on the daily is all the way up here, so that's my problem with it. You're operating on lower highs. in a distributed pattern, as long as you're below about 7 cents or so. So that's quite the move from where we're at right now. It doesn't mean that it can't happen, but that is, for reference, an 80% move on not a shitcoin, but an OTC stock is basically a shitcoin anyway. So yeah, maybe possible here, but monthly looks like a reversal to me. I don't like this chart as it stands. I would favor the downside overall, but I'd give it a chance here, I suppose, on first pass. I'd give it a chance. And if it does break down, got to be very, very quick to get bearish on this one. I mean, it does have some good signals going on here too, but I would feel a little more inclined towards the downside after another bounce here. But hey, give the bounce a chance. If the bounce can get back above 7 cents, then I guess it'd have to be bullish. I mean, it's holding the lows on the higher term time frames at that point. It doesn't look to me like it's very likely, but I'd give it a chance at the very least, and that would be my criteria for it. Burn Toarn. What's I thought it was Toarm. Hello, sir. Hey, what's up, man? Shib coin for the kicks. Sure. So this is another one of these fucking doggy canine coins. I guess Binance, they're the best ones for these shit coins. I actually listened to CZ and Sam from FTX talk on the Up Only podcast yesterday. Very, very good, very, very good talk. It was actually very enlightening to hear because they were saying that, the majority of users, as far as leverage goes, use somewhere between about 5x and 20x. And, they kind of said what I thought was what I've been thinking for a while, in the sense that, like, look, very few people use 100x because, it's really only going to be for like really desperate people, in my opinion. Yes, there are some strategies that that can work with that, but they're few and far between. And then more importantly, the money that's used on those strategies or at that leverage is usually like pretty damn low. The big traders are mostly operating especially below 20x, but even somewhere around 5x, which is probably gonna be about the sweet spot. I mean, even Sam said, and CZ said, that it's mostly a marketing thing. And fair enough. Credit for them for speaking their truth, and that's I think that's cool. I think that's at least respectable. SHIB token, SHIB shitcoin, 4-hour TSI turning down right around the bearish buy zone. That's not good. Downtrend remains on all time frames. That's not good. 4-hour RSI. I was going to say there might be hidden bullish evidence. There is not. I'll be looking for this one to retest somewhere around like 760, or is this even Satoshi? No, it's not even Satoshis. It's in dollars. Holy fuck. What is that? Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 decimal places to the right, and you got some numbers there, and that's your SHIB shit token. God damn, man. Oh, it's bad. It's real bad. Ramon Orencio says, a mind checking out my moneymaker Trios? Sure, man. Trios. Okay. I feel like we've seen this one a few times now, but I don't recall what it looks like here. Interesting. Here's another shitcoin that looks to me like it actually does want to kind of test a little bit of upside here. It's really starting to cause me to reconsider my thoughts on Bitcoin. Really starting to cause me to consider that. But I say you play the range on this one. What time frames were you looking at? You didn't give me any time frames. Motherfucker. All right, so what I want to see here, if I am going to look for another short-term move to the upside, I'd be using this as a basing point to the upside, 1165. If you take out that area to the upside, I would target the next daily range here, which is going to be right around this breakdown. And your prior base coming in from early May, that's going to be about 15 and 80 or 90 cents or so. But I really want to see that area taken out first on preferably a 4-hour closure. Could you do it on a 2-hour? Yeah, you could do it on a 2-hour right there. And it looks like it's going to test it again too. So, you're probably, I mean, it's going to give a shot here. It's going to give a shot, it looks like. So fair enough. Until that happens though, I do think that things generally probably test the downside here. I'm not calling like a full-on breakdown, but I do think that going for a higher low on the medium-term timeframes would be respectable. This one would be about 665. So that'd kind of be what I'm looking at on this one. Again, it's like we've seen so many of these shitcoins really do this. So it is causing me to reconsider my thoughts on Bitcoin here. I mean, we do have hidden bullish evidence on the buyer, at least. So going to the moon, baby. Whoops, just missed Michael. Let's see. Michael says, Litecoin USD, 12-hour and daily, please. Okay. All right. We'll do the old Litecoin. By the way, just for reference, this tentative thing right here is still working out, I suppose. Okay. Litecoin on the 12-hour and daily. All right. Daily. Yeah, daily looks a lot more weak. This one's certainly relatively weak in this market. Not the picture of held infinite right here. Looks a lot more similar on the 12-hour to Bitcoin. Hidden bearish divergence will be present on any sort of a confirmed local high right here. There's a very easy way to confirm a local high in this case. I mean, if you're aggressive, you already look at this as a local high confirmed. If you're conservative, you just want to see a closure below the last 12-hour low, which is 185.5. If that happens, I'd be looking for a short-term downside move, very likely somewhere back down around here to like 160-ish region, and probably a bounce implied maybe like between 150 and 160, somewhere in this pocket right here. Give it a chance to maybe put in a higher low on the 12-hour. If that starts to happen, good. You know, starts to look decent there. Daily, I'm not a big fan of. Not a big fan of the daily as it stands right now. You know, there are some promising signs, I suppose, but ultimately, I think Bitcoin's going to decide direction. If Bitcoin does just take out the top side of that, I'd be looking for this one to have a short-term move back up towards this wiki area right here, 225 actually. But Bitcoin, I think a little bit easier to analysize right now. 4-hour, yeah, this one looks a little more downside angle to me too on the short term, so fair enough. Ophir says, last one, bro. All right, ENJ USD. Yeah, this one was having a damn good day from what I looked at earlier. 50% to the upside, like fucking powerful, man. Fucking powerful. Holy shit. Yeah, and again, another shitcoin that's actually acting is really making me reconsider thoughts on Bitcoin here. This one looks very likely like wants to pop up a little bit more towards 215 short term. 4-hour could be considered top here right around the 200. So maybe short term pullback. Maybe bases around like 150, 155 region. Tries for another higher low there on like a 12-hour. Yeah, and then I'll be looking for further commission to the upside. This is a good chart, man. This is actually a really good buyback right here. We have that same sort of trappy behavior that I typically look for as a good signal in the other direction, where you hint at a death cross on the 12-hour. That's a 55 and the 200 right there, and then right as they're about to cross. I mean, this is fucking textbook, man. This is fucking textbook right here. Right as they're about to cross, boom, girthy green dildo party. This one would be targeting somewhere around like 244, and then maybe as much as like 280. Things really get going here, but that's a pretty good response. That's a pretty good response. I mean, this is really starting to make me reconsider thoughts on Bitcoin short term. Weekly, again, a pretty damn good response. We'll have a hidden bullish divergence call. If it can close above last week open, I think that you could maybe make an aggressive call on that, but probably already present on the 3-day. Yep, definitely present on the 3-day. And is this one closing today? It is. Ooh, actually, okay, this is a big day today, actually. This is a very big day today. If that can happen, yeah, I would feel very comfortable targeting like 270 to 280-ish region. Okay, Rory Johnson, what's up, man? Welcome to the cave, sir. There he is, Mr. Caretaker. I see you, brother. I see you. Okay, we got knowledge. Wait, hold on. Did I miss anything else? Okay, we're good. Knowledge Born says, good morning, Krown. Hey, good morning, man. Ideanomics, thoughts monthly, weekly. Okay, I'm not familiar with this one at all. Okay, all right, Ideanomics, it's on NASDAQ, so it must be something resembling legitimate. 3-day bullish, hidden bullish divergence off that low within the context of an uptrend. Good. Be looking for the weekly to tick back up towards 340, 345 over the next couple weeks. Looks decent enough there. Very long term. Oh motherfucker, I fucking hate charts that look like this. I do think it has some short term up, man, but I stay away from charts like this, like the plague, man. This is look, man, it went all the way from fucking 8800 to 290. Look, here's the real chart. Just fucking splurted on this one, man. Terrible. It's fucking terrible. So yeah, put in perspective, I think that this one, probably does have a little bit of upside here, but goddamn, this one is just a perennial loser. It's kind of hard to get, long-term bullish on something like that. Luke T says Bcash daily pre's, brother. All right, sure. Let's see, BCH. Why does no one ever ask about BSV? Why does no, I think there's still people even tooting the horns of Bcash, but no one's tooting the horns of BSV that I'm aware of. Okay, let's go down to a lower term time from here. Again, same sort of thing. Like, all right, bulls are looking at it like this. They're saying, all right, look, we're going to print a higher low right here because I know the fucking future. And we got same highs right here. This is an ascending triangle. This one's going to tick back up towards $900. Fair enough. Would be my call if it takes out this prior high right here at about 780, 785. See what it is. Yeah, about 785, we'll call it. If it can do that, then yeah, I'd be looking for a move towards about 940, 950-ish region. By the same token, I still do think that things are a little bit more downside angle short term here. And targets for the downside would be about 580-ish region. Got to go check back on Bitcoin. Man, Bitcoin, are you going to do this or what? You going to do this or what? Find it off, that's for sure. Let's definitely find it off right there. Let's see what the 6 hour says. 6 hour a little more downside angled as well. What about 8 hour? Yeah, hidden bearish divergence forming there too. What about daily? Or sorry, 10 hour. 10 hour is actually a pretty good chart here. Same thing. Yeah, no real reason to be bullish on the 10 hour as long as you're below about 39,625. You know, above there we can again target the range highs like 43. Okay, sweet. Let's see. All right. Let me see if there's a few other comments that I can pull up. Let me see my time. Okay, 140. All right, I think I got a little bit more time here. Chaos says, check Pluton, credit card similar to CRO. Okay, crypto credit card, all right. Pluton, all right, what the fuck is this thing? Are these things like actually working though, is the real question. Does not look good on the 10 hour. Daily, I'm not a humongous fan of this chart, to be honest with you. Weekly, we don't have a whole hell of a lot of history here to be going off of. I'd be inclined to say that this one probably does come back down and base around like $6.5. Tries for a low there, but this one definitely on the relatively weak side within the equation of this market. 4 hour TSI, if this one starts to turn down, then yeah, I'd be looking for a retest around the lows. Very likely. If that happens. Again, if Bitcoin picks it up here and tries the upside, I mean, everything else is going to follow too in varying degrees of relative strength. But I still, I'm just getting more signals to the downside here on Bitcoin for what it's worth. Can very easily be wrong in this, but that would be my bias for now. Let's see if we see anything on the hourly that's obvious. No, just more bullish signals there actually. What about the 3 hour? A little more downside angle as well. Matic, please. We already looked at Matic several times, actually. Luna. Yeah, we can look at Luna. This one seems to be somewhat popular. Luna USD on Binance. Let's see. Very similar to a lot of the other ones that we've seen. This one definitely on the relatively weak side of the equation here. Did we check out the last 12-hour low? We did not, actually. We did not. 12-hour death cross right here. If Bitcoin tested downside, I'd be looking for this one to base down to just below $5. By the same token, this one is... Yeah, this one's weird too, man. This one's weird too. Where's our range highs? I mean, this one. What the fuck happened here? This one, I think a healthy amount of I don't know is the right response for me on this one. Apparently, I've charted it out already. I guess this would be your range highs right here, $9. I don't feel too confident on this one though. I'll have to shoot you straight, man. I don't feel too confident on that one. Let's look at Safe Moon just for fun. Okay, is it on TradingView? Can we see it? Let's see. Safe Derp. Oh, it is. Okay. All right. This thing right here. God, my eyes are killing me right now. All right. God damn, man. Holy shit. Safe fucking wrecked over here. That's just a 4. Oh man, this thing has barely any history. To be honest, the daily actually does look like this thing will go up, but I don't know if this is what I'm supposed to be looking at because this is Safe Moon Inu. Is that it? Or is it just Safe Moon? Because Safe Moon is not bringing anything up, but Safe Moon Inu apparently is something. I don't know, man. I don't know. But this one actually, I'm just looking at the fucking daily. It actually is okay, I guess. But I don't have opinions on charts that look like this really. I certainly would put my name behind it. That's for sure. Burn Toe Arm says, hello again. Thoughts on TRX? Yeah, man. Tron has completely left the face of this market. Almost no one asks about it at all anymore. This one again looks a little more downside angled short term. It's kind of similar to Bitcoin. Definitely not one of the strong altcoins right here. I'd be looking for a try for another potential higher low on like a medium time frame, somewhere around about 6.5 cents or so. Anywhere above there is okay, I guess. Looking at it daily. Daily is showing some signs that it does want to test around the range highs. This is making me really reconsider Bitcoin. 9.4 cent region would be the magical number on that one. Long term, what's a weekly look like here? Yeah, definitely on the relatively weak side of the equation here. But if it can start to confirm a local low here on the weekly, you will have hidden bullish divergence and like significant amounts of it, and you can start to look for a move back up north of 10 cents. But that's not going to be happening this week. Earliest that can be confirmed would be next week, actually. So again, another chart that I don't feel too good on. Actually, I don't feel too good on this one. What does the monthly look like? Not giving me much here. Not giving me much. Above 9 cents looks okay. I don't know. Maybe this market is getting ready for another test to the top side of the short-term time frame range. It could be. It could be. Jerome Bowell's movements 100x longer, says Krown GDX. Okay, this is gold miners, I believe. Junior gold miners, if memory serves me correctly. Nope, not juniors, just regular. All right, sweet. Gold miners right here. Looking good on the monthly. I'd be looking for this one to tick up to 42.67 region. Similar to gold, you know, I'm kind of bullish on these on the monthlies. Depends what time frame you're looking. Oh, you are looking at a weekly. Okay. Monthly, I do like. Weekly is more or less fine. I think it has another short-term upside move here, somewhere around like 41.5. Probably ranges a little bit into June, but ultimately, I think this one does have some more upside. It's monthly is what I'd be checking out there. All right, Farsh says TRB. Is crypto banter running a scam? I don't know crypto banter myself, so I can't say. Look, I'm not a good person to ask about like other people in this space, because I'll read like crypto Twitter because it's kind of hilarious sometimes, but I don't do my research in it, and you know, like I understand that situations are nuanced sometimes, and I wouldn't feel comfortable like talking about a story that I just read like one fucking tweet thread on. Like, listen to the people who have actually done the forensic analysis on it, because you can do it in this space. I mean, people can figure that out rather easily, as you see with one particular person right now in the space. So you know, again, I don't really want to mention it myself, because I just like, what if I'm wrong? You know, what if I'm wrong about it, and it's like it looked like somebody, it was something else, and I don't know, man. It wouldn't be right. So it's not for me to say, but there's other people out there who will definitely show you some pretty damn compelling evidence. I'll tell you about that. Crypto banter, I don't know. I've never spoken with myself. I'm not even really aware of them, honestly. All right, sweet. There's somebody who really hates Finland in the chat. All right, fair enough. That's an interesting thing. Okay. Farsh says TRB USD. Okay, TRB. I don't think I've ever heard of this one. TRB. What is this? What the fuck is this? It's on Coinbase, so it can't be that bad. A little bit toppy right there. A little bit toppy. A little bit sloppy toppy. What time frame, sir? 4 hour and daily. Again, gonna follow Bitcoin, but goddamn, man, am I gonna be wrong about Bitcoin testing the downside of this range? If Bitcoin tests the downside of this range, you look for this one to come down to like 49 bucks or so. But this one's actually showing some decent signals here. I'm kind of hesitant to be looking for that, actually. Like, this is not, I mean, it did take out the range highs right there. Fucking hell. Let's go see what this one looks like on this chart here. I need a second opinion. I need a second opinion right now. All right, TRB. Let's see. Okay, SMI, losing the momentum to the downside. Same thing with MACD. I'd want to see the next signal on the DMI ADX, but it's not there just yet. It probably takes another couple days to print itself. This one on the daily does look better. I mean, it did close. You know, as far as the range goes, it actually closed on new highs. So I should not hate that. You know, I really should not discount that. Weekly, it's not enough history here, man. I don't feel confident on this one either, man. I really don't. Extremely short term, yeah, probably tries another move back up to 69. Here's what I can say. You know, I'm always going to go with Bitcoin as a decider here, and as long as this one is below this high right here, about 75 bucks. I'd probably favor another downside test somewhere around about 45-ish region, give or take. But ultimately, you know, if it takes out this high right here, I'd look for a pretty nice, that'd be a pretty conclusive move, and I'd be looking for extension all the way to, you know, just under 100 bucks actually. But I don't feel confident just on this chart alone. Yes, hidden bullish evidence on the hourly, so it probably does get another short-term upside move. What about bi-hourly? Yeah, it's printed there too. What about the 3 hour? Is it printed there as well? Actually, yes, it would be. Motherfucker, man. All right, well, maybe we do see a little bit of upside from here. Fair enough. I think I'll just stand by. I think I'll stand by. I do need to check in on this screen over here. There we go. Okay, how we doing as far as anything goes here? Sweet one. Boom. All right, back into the comments right now. Let's see. Michael L says, "Hey, Krown." Oh, fuck, I just moved it. All right, there we go. Can we look at forward stock on the daily, please? I mean, we literally just looked at it, but sure. Sure. I mean, I'm bullish on all higher term time frames here. Daily, or even the 4 hour daily is bullish. It's literally breaking out like as of the last few days. This looks good, man. Short term, I'd be looking at a target, or maybe not short term, but like medium term over the next couple of weeks, I'll be looking at a target towards 15.5. Weekly golden cross, trend reversal. I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Fuck. God damn, man. Thank you, sir. Yeah, but overall, I favor the upside here long term. This is a very good chart right now. Daily, I mean, daily, 4 hour, weekly, monthly, all breaking out right now. All having legitimate reversals here. Looking very good. Looking very, very good. All right, cool. All right, I think we got just one or two more here. All right, we got one more here. Miss St. Lucifer says, "Hey man, thoughts on RVLV daily weekly? RVLV, RVLV, Revolve Group on New York Stock Exchange. All right, monthly looking good. You're looking at daily, weekly looking decent enough. Another higher low, hidden bullish divergence. Pretty much already hit the target on that, about $58. But I do like it. Typically, you will see these continue on. Daily's showing it right now too. Some of that phantom div coming off that last low, I do like that. Daily TSI, more importantly, turning back up above the into the bullish buy zone on essentially a continuation of uptrend. I think that ultimately this one will just continue onwards and upwards here from this region. You can look at this as some sort of a reaccumulation. I look for a breakout on a daily closure above, what is this, 55? We just take the high of yesterday, make it a little bit easier, $56. And I'd be looking for new all-time highs on top of that. This one looks pretty damn good. We can even come up with some targets on this one too. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Short-term on a breakout, assuming that the breakout does get confirmed, $63 where I'd be looking towards. Maybe a short-term pullback from there, and then continuation implied towards like mid to deep 70s or so. Okay, all right. What did I just miss over here? Crypto Fundamentals says, thoughts on some projects decoupling from Bitcoin. I think, look, I think that we are kind of seeing that right now. There are some charts that just really speak head and shoulders above Bitcoin right now that are very fucking obvious. Like Matic was one of them for sure. Ethereum is kind of in that conversation as well a little bit, but definitely Matic would causes me to legitimately consider that. So do you think that that's what's happening? Yes, I do think that that's what's happening. I think that this market is maturing. It's just it can still take some longer time. In general, though, most of this market is not decoupled. Most of this market does move together. It's really just a small fraction of the coins that we see kind of moving on their own, doing something significantly different to what we see on Bitcoin right now. So with that in mind, I would say technically yes, you're right, but very, 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 very few right now. Very fucking few. Media seems to be pushing Ethereum energy, see upside and demonizing Bitcoin. Just a thought. Yeah, I mean that seems to be like the next meme within this market is the whole energy thing. But that whole conversation is very likely to turn into probably a selling point for both of them, Ethereum and Bitcoin. That is, as we see that China is going to, I guess, stop a lot of their miners. Who knows how legitimate that is? We don't. I mean, you never can really trust information from there because it's just we see this every goddamn year. We see this every fucking year, man. China bans Bitcoin. They pull that card. But I think you saw some Elon Musk tweet where he's talking with the North American Miners Association, whatever the fuck that is, about I don't know, making themselves more green, I suppose. It'll be the next meme within this market, of course. Do I have an opinion on that? I'm not the person to ask about something like that. I don't know much about mining myself. We have a couple miners in the Discord who are big time miners, I'd say. Miner dude, he's fucking killing it. He's actually a really good resource for information. And so I'd go to the experts for that. I'm not one of those people. I don't have any direct experience in mining at all. Hey, whoa, Kruxy, there it is. Oh my god, man, my eyes really are fucked. Morning, Krown, morning, sir. Can we take a look at MHC USD on the daily on KuCoin? Greetings from down under. All right, let's see. MHC, what is this thing? Man, seen all kinds of things that I've never seen today. USD right here. All right, MetaHash on sex.io and KuCoin. I think go to KuCoin for this one. I mean, it's I guess it's the more relative of these two exchanges. Yeah, you do got a little bit of a ascending triangle going on over here. Again, if Bitcoin breaks down and comes down to 35 or a little bit lower, I'd be looking for this one to come down to 0.011 region. However, this is a reaccumulation formation, so confirmation on a breakout above 0.0184 region, and I'll start to look towards moves back up to this region right here, back up to about 2.17 region. But you're looking at daily. What does daily say? Daily looks a little bit more upside imposed here too, man. It's looking more and more that I'm going to be wrong about short-term downside on Bitcoin. Yeah, target would be right around just over 2 cents on this one, and this would look like a pretty. Well, then we see this. So yeah, all right. Well, there you go. Yeah, it is certainly a long-term shitcoin, so I would be careful with it, but you can see a few signals right there. Again, I just think it's easier to look at Bitcoin. So I can give you what my targets would be on a Bitcoin break of range there. But if I'm just looking at this one, man, I just don't feel like I just don't feel fucking confident on something that looks like this long term. That's my problem with it, man. That's my problem with it. Kenneth says, Ken from the DMV again. What's up, Ken from DMV? How is Tesla looking in the next couple days, weeks? Okay, let's check out the old Moose coin over here. Yes, LA. All right, on NAS, and I think this is going to be our last one today too, because I do need to go get a blood test today. All right, monthly, holding the range right now. I think the weekly bounces up here a little bit more. We do see hidden bullish divergence coming off that last low, so I'm inclined to be at the very least looking for a move towards about 660, 665 region. Is that over the next few days? I don't know, but over the next few days, man, like that's not really something that I can say, but I do like what it's doing right now, short and medium term. I think that it will get that move up there, yes. Monthly's just ranging for now. If it wants to break down, it won't happen until June, it looks like. I mean, it did kind of hold the lows right here, to be fair, so kind of have to respect that for now. Personally speaking, I do think that Tesla probably has some downside overall, like 450, but that's going to be up to, NASDAQ and SPY right here. As long as these guys are on uptrends, it's really difficult to be bearish on any major stocks in traditional markets right now, so... I'd actually rather just like for instead of looking at shit coins, I'd rather just keep my eyes on Bitcoin for direction. You should be keeping your eyes on on things like Nasdaq and SPY and Indus to a lesser extent for those sort of names. And as long as these maintain their uptrends, it's very difficult to get like overall bearish on things. Let's see. All right, Martin D. Last of the last ones. Good morning, CEL USD. All right, seller. CEL USD on the daily and weekly, please. We can definitely get some more history than this. I'm sure of it. It's got to be on Trex. Yeah. Actually, no. There's not more history on this one. It does have a higher low structure, to be fair. Can't really hate that, can you? If it does want to come back down, I'd be looking for a base at around 6.25. But ultimately, I mean, this is thus far accumulation, I suppose. Breakout above about 7.25, and you'd be looking at a retest of your prior highs and probably beyond. It's not bad. I mean, it's actually not that bad for what we see right here. What about, hold on, there's got to be, maybe versus Bitcoin is going to be more obvious. Okay, yeah, this one looks more obvious. This one's a lot more obviously downside imposed here. Weekly, however, is long-term bullish. Short-term, do we see a move back down to about 16,900 Satoshis? I think so, yes. But long-term weekly still okay, I suppose. All right, fellas, I think that's going to be it for comments. We'll go back to Bitcoin really quickly here because I do think that it deserves a merit for like a short-term update here. Okay, so mostly because we saw so many of those altcoins that actually do look like they want to turn the corner here. I would really like to offer up, a condition on the other side that would make me let go of my prior thoughts that Bitcoin comes down to like 34 or 35,000 bucks. I still do think that that's a little bit more likely here. I'm solely basing this off of the way that altcoins look right now. But overall, if Bitcoin does take out this prior high right here, this one that we essentially put in yesterday, right around 41,000 bucks, I would look for a concerted run towards just north of 42, somewhere around about 43,000 bucks in this case. Can that extend for more over time? Yes, indeed it can. If this level starts to get closed above on, let's say, a daily, maybe even a 12-hour. Yeah, if it can do it on a 12 hours, certainly above 41,000 bucks, I would extend that target all the way to about 46,000 bucks. That again is kind of like the long-term critical area. If you're looking at this from a bearish retracement perspective, 0.5 is 46, 0.618 is 50,000 bucks. So anywhere within that region is, in my opinion, like highly contested. That's where I'd be looking for lower highs potentially on Bitcoin on a higher term time frame, which would be rather damning. And at some point, whether you're bullish or bearish, Bitcoin, it will very, 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 very likely retest this region. I would really prepare for, like, if I want to get bearish, this is where I actually want to get bearish on. Not necessarily down here just yet. With that said, again, it's kind of a weird day here. I mean, extremely short term. Does Bitcoin pop back up? It looks like it wants to, like 39 or so. It's certainly not out of the question here, like at all. But I just want to weigh them up just one more time here. Let's see, maybe on this chart I missed something. I want to see something conclusive. I want to see something obvious. I really haven't seen that it does look a little bit more obviously downside imposed daily. I mean, it's obviously losing momentum to the downside, so downside is very likely limited. I don't think that we're going to be making like new lows, for example. 4 hour MACD turning down right here. SMI, same thing. 4 hour ADX DMI is building a signal. Technically speaking, the DMI minus is closer to actual dominancy right there, but not there just yet. What about a 3 hour? Are we already there? Nope, not there just yet either. Let's see. So no signal right there. Bi-hourly, nope, and hourly. No, it just got faded actually. So I'm inclined, Yeah, I'm inclined to just go by this one on ranges. I do think Bitcoin is a little bit more likely to test the downside here. That would mostly be due to our lower term time frame momentum oscillators that we saw back on over here. And also that Wyckoff schematic, which would be ultimately a long-term good thing, obviously. Looking at this right here, I mean, as long as below 44, well, coming down. And to be fair, we do have a trend line coming in right here, so that would very likely be an opportunity. And guess where it's right around? The bearish control zone. So that would be a classic sort of turnaround spot. It obviously implies some short-term downside, but it playing to the theory that that very likely does put in a nice structural low. 3 hour, same thing, 39,370 bi-hourly. Same thing, 39,000 bucks about, and hourly is actually popping up right now and will stay to the upside as long as above 37 at 460. So a little bit of flip flop around it looks like here, but ultimately I think I'd stay with what I said on Bitcoin. I really can't be looking for like even like a medium term upside as long as below that last $41,000 wick high, or if you're looking at a closing basis, about 40,450 on BitMexico specifically. So I think I'll leave it right there. Going to be an interesting day coming up. Going to be an interesting next couple days, but realistically, the big preparations are for the monthly here, coming in on Monday closure, because that's going to start to solidify a lot of the things that we look at for the macro direction. And I think I'll leave it like I'll leave it on that note. Anyways, with that said, I want to say a massive thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure hanging out and shooting the shit on this lovely little Thursday. Take care, and hopefully see you soon.
Write it, code it, name it, tweet it, mine it, stack it, live it, dream it, post it, scan it, charge it, send it, do it, and receive it. Trade it, buy it, sell it, store it, run it, list it, first rename it. Crypto logic. Pump it, hack it, lose it, dump it, sell it, ditch it, XR, pitch it, copy, paste it, nudge it, test it, build it, try it, bend it, fork it, hype it, pump it, dump it, rinse, repeat, but quick relocate. Pause it, list it, send it, burn it, pump it, hack it, quick rename it, take it, take it, blend it, send it, swell it, sell it, flip, unflip it, see it, watch it,